Hey, how's it going? It's Man Tomorrow here. Thank you for like, sharing, commenting, subscribing to my channel. This is my first time doing this from this laptop. Let me know
Hey,
if you
how's it
can be
going?
able
It's
to hear
Man
me.
Tomorrow
Whoa,
here.
whoa, whoa. Let's see. Fuck. Let me know if you can be able to hear me. Yeah. So if no woman gets on the actual panel to correct this shit, I think you are some of the dumbest fucking dudes on the face of the planet if you ever catch yourself walking around with a black woman from this point forward. No point. There is no fucking point. These people are going to stab you in the fucking face every chance they fucking get. As you can see, the word game was not brought up at any point in time during this conversation for those type of women to act right. Hold on a second. So that's what I'm saying from here on out, man. Like, this is why you go and you get your own shit together. So that way you're not dependent on these type of women's opinion of whether or not you are a man, because these are not women. Immigrants, when they come to this country, they don't have anything, and they still get to work together on behalf of something better in the future. These women want it handed to them while they go off and screw the entire planet while doing so. So I'm just gonna think at this point forward, I think something is wrong with black men who are addicted to these type of disrespectful fucking women, dude. I'm going to think something is fucking wrong with you if I see you having any level of patience with these fucking people or anything else. That's what you have in most of America. Like most of the women here have already ruined and destroyed their chances overall. You think that women of other cultures and women of this culture are actually going to produce the boys that's going to turn into the men so that way you could be able to challenge this system in any shape, form, or fashion? How's that supposed to work? Everything is post hoc rationalization after post hoc rationalization. This is why you listen to these type of debates. So that way you can see exactly what's going on inside these women's heads. It's vitally important to know what the opposition thinks. It's vitally important to know what type of excuses that they're going to be hiding behind. No, it's vitally important. Most people within this environment need the perfect excuse of why they're still on the market. Now, what they need is you to believe in this dumbass concept of black togetherness so that way they can get off the market while you get an unfresh, unchanged person that you're going to bring around until she decides that she's going to stab you in the fucking back. This is why the track record is so important. This is why now there shouldn't be not a single fucking man in that fucking chat going forward for that show. Now, I'm not going to go over there. However, at no point in this fucking argument did you hear the word game being brought up. Not one single fucking time. But that's fine because they know exactly what the fuck they're doing, though. And I don't really disagree with them. I'm just saying that men need to go off and do their own thing the same way the women are doing. It's quite obvious that these people haven't changed, and they are a voice for a large group of women in Black America. How many times have you seen these type of words from anytime you one of these movie stars or entertainers get a chance at taking a shot at black men? They don't waste any time. So as you can see, with all these poisoners of the manosphere who come here and actually think that talking to women, these type of women, is going to help anything within the space, dude. That's crazy, man. Like these women are making pump and dump look 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 pretty much like normal operating procedure, which is what they've been doing in the first place. It's just that they don't want to be devalued out the gate because they need a crop of dumb guys to value women in order for all this stuff to work. If you are trying to build a family with what you just heard, you deserve everything that comes toward you. I hope you don't pick that. This is why you have to start off with how a person is cultured. This is why the track record is important. Because you could be in a divorce court turning around and trying to rationalize your stuff being taken away by one of these people who you thought loved and gave a damn about you. The Prophet of Thought series debate between Bernard Rowley and the Breakdown. That's still going on right now. So people are going to go up there and attempt to try to talk sense into people who got their mind made up a long time ago. But this is just where we are, man. And this whole exercise has been nothing but a huge infomercial for SYSBM. They keep talking about submitting to competent leadership, but they keep picking abject morons. Like, could you please help this make it make sense to me? Here's the thing. I'm my own person. I have my own accomplishments. I know what feminine women are and look like and are like. This is why I don't wait for a woman to choose my role within her actual relationship. Now you see, the word game never came up not one single time to these women. They already had a hell bent that they were never going to cooperate no matter what the issue and circumstances were. And they don't care about the numbers on the ground. They point to other people, they point to other circumstances, yada, yada, yada. No matter what, they're never going to turn around and do what they need to do inside the relationship. I kept telling you guys, the black woman is not part of the black family. I keep telling you that. They are the family with the kids, and you're outside of the family. It's not based on game, dude. Game is how you bullshit yourself into thinking that you got the shit under control and you're gonna keep fuck with these people anyway. So what I'm specifically saying is from this point forward, I mean, how many times do we have to go over that these women are their own group? You see, when you come to a negotiating table and try to negotiate with somebody who has nothing but a 100% upside, do you realize that the fact that you are at the table trying to negotiate with this person means that you are losing? Period. And there's so many decent black women around that I guarantee you none of them will jump up on the panel and correct the record because they believe in the same shit that they do. This is why these women are still on the market past 30 years old, because of this corrupt programming that is going on inside of their head, which leads them to do all types of dangerous and incredibly dumb things that has nothing to do with preparing themselves to build a family, preparing themselves to be off the market, none of that stuff. The only thing that they're prepared to do is be on the market forever. The only thing they got to do is just find the next crop of dumb guys who's going to take them seriously. And peep this. I mean, they're not even 10 out of 10s, and this is how they feel. So, how do you think if the women at the lower end of the spectrum feel this way? What makes you think the women at the higher end of the spectrum, looks wise and femininity wise, actually believe something different? Why would you think that people would believe something different at this point in time? They know they have nothing to offer. They know they can't get the men that they actually want. They know that they are awash in men that they can't stomach being around. But this is their diet from here on out. And this is why you are not to bow down or negotiate with this type of human being. This was not prompted by anything else other than just giving them a microphone to be able to talk about exactly what they felt. Could you imagine other communities that come to this country where they would be at if their actual women decided not to work with them at all ever? How is this thing supposed to work if the women are not even women? If the women can't even raise the kids? If the women can't even be around an actual competent leader? If they don't want to pick one, they only want one to clean up after them, but they don't want to pick one in their primary years. Like, this isn't something that you can teach to an older human being. This is why I don't believe in teaching femininity after a certain type of age. I think it's bullshit. This is why I am against teaching young dudes game to to get themselves into these type of situations. I also think that's bullshit too. This is why it's vitally important that you live your life through masculine achievement and don't try to get that shit through female validation, especially not from these type of women. They know they're fucking spent. They know they're fucking ran throughs. They know their time's up. And if you think that they just gonna show a level of respect to you because you got a better deal than the next guy, the whole reason why you fucking with him is because you ain't got no damn respect for yourself. They know that. You wanna know why? They were intentionally starving your ass on the market with the way that they looked and how they fucking carried themselves, to the point to where once you step to them asking them for anything, they already knew that your dumbass was a goddamn mark out the gate. The fact that you did not move on and humiliate the fuck out of them with your future choices, and you kept your choices based on them, you've shown yourself a debt of fucking disrespect. Yeah. I mean, like, Judge Dillard, today I was in Walmart. I'm in Colorado at the time. I went to this Verizon store because I was looking at getting a 5G phone, and I saw a flip phone there. And you see the monthly prices for the phones. That phone costed like 19 cents a month for like the next 24 months. You see like the $10 a month, the $15 a month. You seeing like I don't know, 100 or something bucks a month for like a 5G phone. And then you see this shit for like that amount a month. Yeah, yeah, Goshen. I'm not lying, man. I've seen that shit. That's not bad, Red Sox fan. Man, listen. I bought a phone from one of these non-corporate Verizon stores, and them people hounded the hell out of me by going back to that Verizon Premier store, what the fuck ever, to take the phone back because it didn't work. They wouldn't even take the shit back anywhere else except for that type of store. So yeah, man, going to Walmart is probably a good deal. Dude, you're not gonna be able to work with these people, man. That's what SYSBM is all about. It's all about not you putting yourself on the actual fire log, so that way these people could just walk all over you, because that's what they're gonna do. I have seen person after person after person. Well, actually, Johnny Walker, why don't you ask the women how come they can't act like that woman? Because at the end of the day, if a woman can't bring a level of peace and maintain it within the household, then she failed as a fucking woman. And it's not really dating out. You're just dating more reasonable people who actually fit with what you bring to the table. You have to get that most women within this culture are not cultured to respect decent, hardworking human beings. They want this level of 100% millionaires across the table with you being in every level and facet of power before they act the way they're supposed to act. And I'm like, okay, you can keep waiting on that, by the way. That's what I'm saying, Cortez. Like, it's black women's failure that men are dating out. It's not black men's problem. Men want peace and all that shit. If they're not cultured for that, then how are you at fault for trying to get your simplistic needs met? What you're going to hear and what you're going to see, especially come first quarter of 2021, when this actual downturn actually hit, you're going to see a lot of these same people trying to act like they've changed their tune. And this is why it's vitally important that you protect yourself out here, man. This is why you don't look to female validation, especially not of this kind, as the actual means of masculine achievement. Right now, as a black man, staying out of and away from this type of stuff is now how your actual masculinity is going to be judged. I know I judge masculinity like that very closely. The moment I see you being ran by an actual counterpart within this environment, I want nothing to do with you. I decouple my business dealings with you. I don't want to be anywhere near you. I don't want to be anywhere near this type of stuff. Because at the end of the day, if you're not smart enough to see through that, then you can't be near me making money to make her and her future husband happy, because that's what you're actually doing. And you're not actually interested in raising a decent kid, especially if you're staying within that type of marketplace. You have to understand that 99% of women in this space think this type of shit. And not only think this type of shit, act this way in actual society. How is it that two people from two completely different parts of the country think the same exact shit? How do you think that's possible? Anthony Johnson, I'm not even worried about what they think. I'm just trying to get men to exercise their level of choice to leave this shit alone. You deserve a woman as fresh as your circumstances. Because if you think you're gonna bring one of these type of people on your team, and you're going to be able to tame or reculture or repurpose one of these people into something that they should have been in the first place, you are wrong. This is not a mistake that they are this way. They are this way pretty much based on the simple fact that they know that they've starved you out of the system. They know that you're going to be looking to try to retire. And that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for a man who don't know their worth, so that way they can dust them off and put them on their team. And by the time you get the information that you should about how bad of a situation this is, it's already over. Because as you can see, most of the men in this space, they're not trying to raise the level. They're not trying to raise the level of thought around here. They're trying to raise the level of actually talking to and negotiating with this person. They think looking at a person talking to these type of human beings is somehow special. I never thought it was, because I think worthwhile people should be trying to get in worthwhile situations. You can't be talking to unworthwhile people and trying to put them in worthwhile situations. The track record is pretty bad, man. So there's really no ramifications of why you should still be doing this, unless something is clearly wrong with you. You see, the time that you waste trying to put this type of long-term investment into such a short-term thing called female validation under this context, you could have actually picked up a different trade, picked up a different foreign language, traveled a couple of places across the world, and see that this ain't the case everywhere. This ain't the case even in Africa. This ain't even the case in Mexico. You don't even have to go that far. This ain't even the case for that much in even in Canada. This is why you have to concentrate on yourself, man. Because if you do not concentrate on yourself, she's going to pick the highest value target that she possibly can, who know the least amount about how things work within the environment to actually nest upon. Again, it all comes back down to culture and environment. The people who hang around in this environment, what are they cultured to do? What are they cultured to think? How do they treat children within the environment? What do they think about birth control? What do they think about masculine accomplishment? Like, dude, like all this stuff goes on within the environment. This is why it's vitally important that you make sure that this stuff doesn't grow. They have to earn their way back into the family. And the only way they can do that is by watching us be happy for the next 500 years. You cannot possibly think that you're going to be able to culture your way through this. And so far within this actual situation, you didn't hear the word game not one time, did you? So, which means these people are specifically picking people so that way they don't have to be in actual cultured circumstances. Because an actual cultured circumstance is a loss for them. It's a loss of their so called freedom in this actual situation. So, when people tell you to limit yourself to people with this type of upbringing and actual culture, that's crazy. Dude, you can go wherever you want to. This stuff really is not that hard. And the women look way better and they act way better. And you have a better outcome on average. Look at the type of men that they've empowered within this environment. Look at the type of men they've empowered, the worst type of men possible. Within this environment, they have empowered the worst type of men, which they and those type of men are trying to destroy the children of the people who they were raised around. That's why they're here. You can't tell me a 50 something year old guy is giving relationship advice unless he failed at it. You have to look around cross culturally to see what is and what should not be happening within an environment. Oh no. Oh no, Mike, you sure as hell you didn't see any game guys. This this is why I wanted to watch the debate because I wanted to see how conscious these decisions were, and I wanted to see the aspects or the relevance of game coming out of the women's mouths based on the outcomes that they have within the environment. This was an audible before the play was even snapped. Yep. And Anthony, that's what happens. You end up being around the best cultured people that you possibly can. You fuck around and you get back here, and then you realize what grand mistake that you've made by not considering those people for that. Even though when you were over there, just like when I was in Germany, you seen the same level of disrespect and discontent for black men. Even though they were in the face of being replaced quite quickly, they still didn't change their attitudes towards brothers. You think we're going to be able to get to the fourth industrial wave with these people heading the households and the MAGA class feeding them kids to destroy? You really think that's going to work? You see, this is why you have to leave these type of people alone, man. You have to settle for actual women with actual culture at this point. Well, Siki, well, you have to understand, like, when you have that type of ownership mentality, there's no way that you can have respect for property that you own that is yours based off of sight. There's no way you can earn respect for somebody like that. Not in those type of circumstances. How would you respect any type of vehicle if you just looked out at any vehicle that matched any type of description is automatically yours because you thought it so? There's no way you would gain respect for that. This is why it's vitally important for those people to be reciprocating. You have to understand that cultural reciprocation and actually understanding the mission and their place within the household is very major. You have these hucksters who come through, they destroy what alpha and beta meant, came up with a term called high value men. It's ridiculous. Flat out ridiculous and absurd. We have personnel called dating coaches who's trying to give you information to go right back to these same unchanged people as if sexual access is just going to make you forget about all the potential crazy outcomes and consequences associated with this thing. You see, you have to understand at this point, nobody wanted black people to survive. Based off of the choices that they made, this is what they wanted. They didn't want it to survive. They rather keep power over the actual community than to see it grow independent of their control. This is why it's vitally important that you get your stuff together and that you see how things work in other places. Mike, that's a pretty good question. What's the criteria for a low value man? I don't know. It seems to be the type of man that they always end up with. And the fact that you're being chose by these type of women means that you are a low value man. Because high value men stay the hell away from low value women. And high value men don't learn how to try to use game to try to get themselves into low value situations. And high value men are not talking to a group of unchanged women about how they wasted their time and lives and trying to give them pointers on how to get a man that they don't deserve. That's not what high value men do. Silky, that even become few, far, and in between. And even if you get past that, you got to get past a whole lot of more monikers before you end up with a decent human being you can actually deal with. Or you could just go elsewhere. Because it's not that you have to prove your place within this so-called black family structure. They actually have to prove their place to us within the Black family structure. Mike, I quite honestly don't know. Because it doesn't matter what is said, it almost looks like the goalpost moves again and then it moves again, no matter what the situation and circumstances is. But apparently, if you have game, you already got this figured out. This is why this makes no sense to me, man. Because at the end of the day, they expect to be compensated for things not being 100% perfect within the same environment that they're not even trying to help in. These women are really not trying to help you. They are really just interested in benefiting off of your labor, period. They're not trying to put no time into no guy. Let me show you an example. Now you have to realize that these things are not to be repeated. These mistakes are not to be repeated. This is why this is so important. So you have to realize that they're specifically going after the type of people that are in these dire circumstances. Now, based off of what you just seen just now, not that you should be actually shocked and surprised, but these are the things that you see within the environment. And then you ask yourself, if that's the way they feel, how is it that situations like this end up happening? So when they're talking about submission and all these type of things, these are the type of people who they're ending up with. This is why I have to side eye any dude who has any of these reptiles within their chat, any of these people hanging around who ain't got the proper arguments in place. This is why this stuff just truly don't matter at this point. And this is why I'm glad I'm black pill, man. So that way I don't go around being worried about being fed within the environment where you got this level of person that you have to interact with within this environment. It don't make any sense. You know, Anthony Johnson, that is pretty normal, man. That's just what we are. And people keep thinking that keep coming into the table with a better negotiation deal is going to help this person have more respect for you. It isn't. She's particularly picking people who cannot lead so she can maintain power. Yeah, that too. Monica trying to get C Murder out of jail, even though he's been convicted what 2 times, because the state law in Louisiana is even if everybody doesn't convict you for the murder charge, the fact that it is not unanimous means that you still go to jail for life. While Monica is actually dating another guy while he's in jail locked up. So it's like this is what's happening within the environment. Did we not just have the song WAP drop, what, 3, 4 weeks ago, maybe even a month? Now she's getting divorced. So it's like this is the level of treachery you're dealing with within the environment. This is why this is such a problem when black men lower themselves to thinking that they have to negotiate with this person within this environment. It's absolutely false and wrong. It's the opposite of being pro black to deal with people regardless of their track record just because they're black. That's ridiculous. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one, the Sierra and Russell Wilson thing. Maybe she knows how to act. Maybe she don't. Who knows? But you never know nowadays, man. You never know. What's going on, Foster? Hey, your mic's muted. Actually, I don't see a mic at all. Yeah, I just keep going. But this is why you have to understand that the whole actual idea that you are to appeal to every single woman that comes within your purview because she is a woman, which is crazy. You have to set strong, absolute boundaries of what it is for a person to have to be able to have before you let them within your life. Because if you're simply trying to appeal to everybody within the marketplace, you clearly don't have any standards. Biological force field, I have no idea what that's about. Because those type of people want you to wipe up their baby mama so that way they don't have to take care of their responsibilities, man. That's what that's about. It's not about the general welfare of the women per se, because the general welfare of the women can be actually fixed by the cultured environment and actually being with an actual producer so that way she don't have anything to worry about. So when you're worried about these things kind of post hoc, that really doesn't make any sense. And that's why these things don't make any sense to try to exercise a level of regard for people who don't have any regard for you. It's time for her to get off the bench, start sharing some of these government and federal contracts that she get, actually start talking about something to do for the actual black men with her political power within politics. And if not, we just got to be able to create our own group, man, and leave them out of it. And also leave behind anybody who cares too much about this entity and bring them along. Those people is just as compromised as the people who want to stay around and stuff. Again, this is not about hating the counterpart within the environment. It's about establishing your own power structure within the environment so that way you don't have to worry about all this outside help for things that you shouldn't need help with. Because if these people know that they can turn around and take your ass to court whenever they want to get out of a relationship, then dude, they're just gonna do it. I mean, some people may see this as complaining, but what about the dudes with game? They complain all the time about the women that they're actually going after. It's a proactive way of bragging about it, but it's still complaining nonetheless. Now, there's a lot of people in here who want to see what the conversation is about. They have nothing to add. Most of them are most likely women because, they always want to see what's going on within the environment. And people don't understand that when you're so called giving out all this so called game, the women are actually listening. They get to pick and choose who this nonsense actually works on and who it don't work on. They're not going to pick a powerful target. They're going to pick a very weak one who they can easily control with sexual access. That's always been the way that they've operated. So I'm not sure why anybody thinks that obtaining a level of game is going to stop them from operating the way that they've been hardwired to operate within this environment. But a lot of people may look at that and say, oh, well, you got to be more optimistic. I'm like, no, I don't have to be optimistic about anything. I look at the track record and what they're able to get away with and what the age range of the people is and why they're still on the market. It truly doesn't make any sense unless there's a specific plan at play here. And that's what most of these people don't understand. There's a specific plan here to keep moving the goalposts whenever you get close to the actual truth. Because most of these women haven't had these conversations long enough within this environment to where they would care about a man's response at all. Most of their talking points is based on the fact that your opinion don't matter. And even if your opinion did matter, they're going to have some dumbass dude kamikaze into the situation and actually shut down the discussion and try to make it look like you got a problem because you cannot accept the way she operates. That's the way this normally has been going. Now, another way this have not been going is the simple fact that men would actually turn around and do stuff based on what their actual needs are. And Johnson, I don't understand what that these analysis put out to be that high IQ shit that you need. Let that sink in. Yeah, it's me personally, even though mine is quite high, I think it's still environmental. I think if you are in an environment that helps you take advantage of all the things that you need to take advantage of to be successful in life, I don't think IQ matters. Some of the most high IQ people on the planet are sitting around doing menial jobs. This is why having a high IQ don't mean shit. What you actually do with it means everything. Because nobody thinks that George W. Bush is smarter than Jeb Bush. Look who's more successful. One was a two-term president, and one was just a governor. Thanks, Nick. But the problem is, Nick, is that a lot of people think that the more that they compromise, they're somehow going to be this unchanged person after they get access, and that's what's not going to happen. You're not going to be a different person once you get your turn. You're going to be the same person that everybody else is once you get your turn. It's all about the diet. You don't eat crappy foods with the hope that you may come across good food. You have the same actual opportunity to eat good and bad stuff within the environment, to as well as to digest good and bad information within the same environment as well. This stuff isn't that hard. Hold on a second. Participants. Spiritual Life to Hope. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, MLT? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you quite fine.
Yeah, man. I was watching that. Man, it's what we've been saying. I like to look things at from a legal perspective, and we got to look at this culture that black women are basically legally superior to us because of the feminist laws. So they don't have no, they're not incentivized to value male leadership,
Not at all.
and that just diminishes us to men to be seen as utilities for them to use and exploit and extort, as it fits their situation. Because like I said on that thing, it says anyone in need of protection can't be legally empowered over their protectors. Like they have no incentive to seek a man that they can seek an authority. They're seeking men they can control. and
That's
and
the
that's why they
problem.
pander. Yeah, and that's why they're pandering to the wrong type of man, because they're exploiting the system that makes them unaccountable for every choice they make.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, you don't understand that they're eating off the lowest common denominator for a very specific reason. They have
Right.
100% control over the situation, and that's what they don't get. What's going on, Foster? You got your mic straightened out? Guess not. So
Yeah.
it's like this, man. At this point in time, for what display that you've seen on the screen there, I mean, I don't go to their channel, but there's really shouldn't be that many dudes over there anymore. Not tonight, no.
Right. Right. And if you notice that they won't take accountability for the men that they choose, they will sit there and say, well, the men are not qualified, but yet you would choose this unqualified man because it puts you in a position of control. And that's what they won't admit to, that they're in it for control and to exploit the situation to their advantage. This is not a cultured society. See, for women have to be disciplined, but they have to be disciplined by society. They have to have societal and cultural consequences for them existing outside the structure that men built. That, and assuming they have authority in the culture, which unfortunately, in this country, men just don't have legal authority. So women don't have any societal cultural consequences for stepping outside of any structure that a man upholds in his personal environment.
Not at all. And it's like the environment is kind of put together for that to actually happen.
Right.
on an actual pretty normalized basis.
Yeah.
So it's
You
like
know,
at the end of the day, like as you noticed, once you listen to all that disrespect, you didn't hear the word game be used one time, did you?
nah, they're not gonna. It's funny because women will entertain these dudes that use game because they're gonna placate to whatever scenario empowers them.
Absolutely.
Like these dudes are tap dancing to whatever a woman wants to hear to inflate her ego, to get, to tap dance to her demands, her desires. This has nothing to do with a man being in a position of controlling not just his environment but himself. Men have to, seek to live up to their own standards, to meet their own expectations in their own lives. And as a result of that, they usually will succeed and thrive in life. And women who come within the structure that that man has built for himself, they're rewarded in that man's presence by, having some form of compliance and femininity.
And the problem is they're bargaining the bargaining chip of femininity in an actual frame that is not going to be respected.
Exactly. Like,
So it's like you can't hold the actual bargaining chip of femininity in the actual eyes of somebody who don't have respect for men.
exactly.
That person has no femininity to offer. They're just going to have you a post hoc rationalization on how come they're not, and it's always all these external factors. Well, those groups of people still had to work together regardless of what other people were doing, and that's how come it's a bad idea to become a 100% millionaire rate and then turn this shit over to these women who still got legal authority over your ass in the same environment.
Exactly. And the unspoken thing that these women won't also say is that women actually in a structured relationship typically don't seek a man. I've heard women say that they will not seek a man who actually has his stuff together because
Correct.
they don't want to fulfill their end of the bargain.
Correct. That's what it is. Like, if you've been able to exist while getting all your needs met while giving up nothing, why on
Right.
earth would they give up that arrangement?
Exactly. Exactly. So you have to have a woman who's already has a sense of culture and wisdom about her to even value a man who's actually structured that way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because what these people think is that they're going to try all of this shit. And, like, no, you're trying all this stuff on a woman who either wants to be with you for those reasons or not.
Yep.
So, while your number of closing will actually increase based on the number of people who you come in contact with, but it's still a non-quality interaction overall.
Yeah, but when you can be a legally empowered, over glorified ran through with no accountability, you're not going to even seek any kind of structure. You're going to just exploit the chaos and confusion in the broken culture.
Yeah, and that's why it just really never made any sense to me because now you have these guys who come here. Like, if you noticed, no one brought up how game was important for Offset not to be getting taken to the cleaners by Cardi B.
Right.
Nobody is talking about that. The relationship industry always skip over these type of instances, right?
Right. Well, see, that's a good example of what happens when women are have sexual freedom. They are empowered to not even seek or value male authority or male leadership
Not at
because
all.
they're already in a position to get everything they want. They have that just by proxy of being a woman.
Yeah.
Like,
So being born a woman, being in this environment, any woman, regardless of background or merit, they all have the same power.
yeah. So they seek broken men who fit the broken culture. That's what it
Correct.
is.
And there's a lot of people apparently who want to be fed into this actual circumstance. And there
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be an actual lessening of these people because every other woman household uh, outside of that was creating the same broken man to feed the actual same women within the same environment.
Yeah, and the men are disingenuous and dishonest about the consequences of that environment. They're
Oh, of
always going to
course
lie
they are.
about it. They're
Of
never
course.
telling the truth that, with all of the statistics that show domestic violence, divorces, infidelity, family court issues, all of these struggles that men who try to negotiate with the empowered whore of society, they're gonna always ignore that. They're gonna say, no, you just don't have enough this and that, when they have a cycle of failure on their end that they're trying to hide, and they're trying to promote this false image of success that they'll never show.
Yeah, because their level of success comes with access.
Right. That's all
And
they care about.
yeah, and it's like they don't even care about anything else.
Yep.
And the same people who destroy the environment are the same people who claim to be community minded, all this stupid shit.
It's all bullshit. I mean, look, man, I was just listening to see. Now, I don't expect a woman to be honest about and expose and put herself in a position where she has to be accountable for anything in this society. I just don't expect it to happen. So I knew they were going to promote the narrative that benefited them and take advantage of men who are not going to acknowledge the truth.
Yeah, Aegon, like I wasn't gonna jump on there because this stuff required a level of analysis. Hold on a second, they got taps going. It's midnight here in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I'm across from the Air Force Base right now. They're still
Okay.
loading my trailer, so. All right, there we go. All right, man. Yeah, so yeah, man, like they wasn't doing that shit 20 years ago when I was stationed there, man. That's new. but you know, I never been here near midnight either.
Right. Yeah, but it's just sad, like we're trying to basically change the thinking of men to only seek structure and an environment where they can control, and for men who actually care about order and who actually care about just having more than sexual access. Like I said, that's childhood thinking, that's adolescent thinking. People actually looking at peace, successful families, interactions with women, and all these things that don't lead to negative outcomes. When you get past the access, you have to have a structured environment that has proven success. You just have to have that.
And the problem is the reason why they're not interested in track records is because they're looking for clowns and suckers.
Yeah.
Like they need people who's going to
Cheerlead them.
encourage their actual situation. Like, all right, today I was pretty much stuck, where I'm at right now.
Hmm.
But yeah, like dude, like most of these places I went into, Latino in this area right here. Because 20 years ago they were nothing, but now they just pretty much took over this area outside the base. They build most of the actual military contracts on base as they did like 20 years ago. And like, these people that came up, man.
Yeah.
They came up. And it's like the women were working the actual stores. The dudes were in there cooking, and the rest of the dudes were out there learning skills and trades. And it was completely normal.
Exactly.
Completely normal.
Not just
100% order. Not much fussing and all that kind of stuff. You used to see that stuff a long time ago. Now it's just pretty much order.
Yeah, because they weren't concerned with inflating a female's ego. They were more concerned about their living up to their own expectations of productivity and their ability to actually survive, and be a man. It wasn't about, let me just make this woman feel good. No, let me actually do something where I'm purposeful and useful to my own happiness and success. And when men take that mindset, it all starts with the mind. When men take a mindset to about self-improvement and productivity, everything around them works as a consequence, not as a focus.
And everything else around you is supposed to improve along with the actual choices that
It
you
does.
make.
Yeah, it does. But when you, like I said, it's just celebrate when you celebrating the lowest common denominator. You just celebrating the
on
fact
purpose.
that
On
exactly
purpose.
that you're just being you're willingly let women exploit you based on the fact that they're empowered and with sexual freedom and no accountability. So you're exploiting yourself to them by just celebrating being used.
Yeah, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You're sitting here, you're trying to make things, you're in a space for men, and now the person in the space that get the most views is the dudes who talking to the exact same women that we just got through listening to.
Exactly. And of course, speaking the truth, when people actually have to make corrective changes in their life, it's not going to be popular because most people, unfortunately, would rather just conform to dysfunction rather than try attempt to correct it. Like I said, you can get women twerking all day on any YouTube video and it gets a lot of views. That doesn't mean it's beneficial for society. Like
Yeah.
when you focus on just getting clicks and views, you can focus on the lowest common denominator, like a woman twerking. So I never really cared about who gets the most views because World Star gets the most views. All the dysfunction, anything that exploits the dysfunction in society gets the most views. We all know that. So that shouldn't be some kind of victory lap because especially when the actual society is not changing for the better.
No, and this is why these people want you to give up on individual activity unless it can provide a group function. And that's bad because I have to talk to people all the time about situations that they can easily not be in, and they walk out of the shit like, "Damn, it was that easy." Like, yeah, it's that
Yeah.
easy. That is not your responsibility. Therefore, you shouldn't be in these circumstances. Therefore, you should leave. And the
Right.
moment that they left, those people immediately got their shit better together. Why? Because that person was not there to be the crutch for everybody to lean on.
Yeah. Yeah. Men who are focusing on improving themselves improve everything around them. That's just simple reality.
Yeah, and you can't go back, reaching back and try to help these other people who haven't made any strides themselves. Because the only thing you've done is you've rewarded them for their actual present state of circumstance.
Yeah, and they monetize the dysfunction, and they won't, and it's not good for them to allow you to be promoted to expose their dysfunction because, like I said, basically the dysfunction and chaos of the so-called black community is monetized now. Like people have turned that into their actual content, and it's really terrible because unfortunately people have compromised better outcomes for just getting clicks and views and getting money. Like for people who actually have actual jobs, they didn't come on YouTube to placate to the egos of people, but to actually encourage people to have better lives.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like,
no diss to people who use this platform for that, but I'm just saying, like, let's be real about why men actually got on here because men were having issues in this feminist society, and we were trying to come out of it and come together to actually hash these things out and see if we can get men who've actually discovered better ways to live can share that knowledge and wisdom to other men who are struggling or in situations.
yeah, but a lot of these people want to learn how to make mistakes better rather than just walking fully out of the situation and leaving this stuff alone, man. And I
Yeah.
don't and I don't think you can do anything about that. Like the argument is gonna do what they're gonna do. This is why I don't go to other spaces or places outside of maybe 4 or 5 spaces here within this actual space. It's just been
Hmm.
making me a hell of a lot happier not seeing people saying one thing on the panel and doing another thing on another panel. It just
Yep.
saved me from seeing all that dumb shit.
And what's crazy? Game is simply valuing the mind of a broken female over valuing the mind of a man who actually has his mind together.
Yo, what's
Like,
going on, Q and Soul and Black? What's going on, man? Yeah, but this is what the space is supposed to be about, like masculine achievement and moving along and celebrating your actual victories and problems that you have on the side. It's just that now this shit has turned into purely talking to people who have no interest in changing for the sliver of hope that you're going to get one piece of the conversation that's going to make this stuff turn around.
Right.
And that's what I don't get. It's like, look, now this stuff started getting, pretty personal whenever I seen like one of my nephews end up with one of these 50-year-olds, you know, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, no, man, like we can't have this. It's like it existed, it was bad, but like once it starts showing up in your personal life where you have to turn around and pretty much say, no, like you can't do this. That's not a successful method of doing something. And not only that, but this is who I am on here. And no, we don't know. You can't do this.
Man, it's really simple. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate that people, want to conflate certain terms like game and want to project their issues with dealing with dysfunctional women on men who actually have basically not even they're not even thinking about women for the most part. We're thinking about men and what they can do. We're not thinking about the women because we realize the solution to the problem is dealing with us ourselves as men, making better choices, having clarity of mind. It has never been about trying to please a woman. A woman shouldn't be at the table. The table is set for men because men actually keep society functional and we build society. So therefore, those who build and keep society functioning should have authority to have responsibility. So women, you don't bring women to the table. Women actually come as a consequence to structure being involved, and we create that space where they can exist. And it's like it all works out when men have their mind in the right place. It's that simple.
And it's like, look, nobody's happy with the way this turned out. Not the men and not the women. But the problem is the men can make better choices. The women can't really make a better choice at this point in time. And
Yeah,
it's like this is why men have to become their own group by themselves. So that way things can kind of go back naturally the way it's supposed to go. Because it was never supposed to be where men were supposed to be cooperating with no value women. Like there was never supposed to be.
that is a sign that the culture is destroyed.
Yeah, what's going on, Game Changer?
Nothing much, MOT, man. How you doing?
Oh, nothing much, man. It's just that the display of what we saw on that channel is something that people need to take serious. Because at the end of the day, there was no woman, I don't think, that would jump up there and actually say, no, you can't treat men like this. No, you can't think shit like this. There was no woman who would get up there and say that. And that's why I had to just come away. I'm like, dude, 99% of these people are finished. You cannot, okay, you got all of these ingredients to this cake that you want to bake that's called a functioning family. You got the eggs, you got the yeast, you got the flour, and you got all this other shit. But if one part or if all of those parts of that situation is corrupt or corroded or rotten, the whole damn thing is not going to work. There's no way that it can work.
Well, I don't think that they want it to work now.
No, I don't think so either.
Because, like, what an abrupt change would do is render a lot of women obsolete.
Oh, correct.
Kind of like a master swordsman don't want the invention of the gun to come right now.
And definitely not a machine gun. And definitely not bombs and shit.
It's like, something, I've gained a lot of status, being a squire all of these years. And now that I've made knighthood, they invented the gun. I've mastered the sword and the lance and the horse. And, now somebody just pulls out a musket and kills me. Like, they don't want that type of change, even if it means winning the war. The samurai don't want that type of change, even if it means winning the war. And that's what we're dealing with. Like, that type of change will leave a lot of sisters, on the sidelines, unfortunately.
Yep, exactly.
And they won't be able to behave in a way that they have become accustomed to. And they would have to behave in a way that they haven't been preparing for their entire life.
I mean, but nobody can argue with younger, fresher, better cultured, better acting women. They can't fucking compete with that.
Well, yeah, older, worser women can argue with that. Now, they can't do it very good, but they can and do. And they will continue to do so because...
And they always make themselves the only option. And that's kind of how they have to operate. And that's the only card that they got. Well, you can't have this black family because I'm the only option. I'm like, what about creating the family that you did create because you were the only option? What about those choices and decisions? And so now we know now that the men who were sexually chosen for the environment specifically did it so that way they can help the women control the environment to the chagrin of everybody else within society. And while they sit around and laugh about the shit, now we know that they deliberately sabotage the entire black experience.
Well, and I hate to say this, but women just got comfortable with just bringing pussy to the table, and that's it.
But you have to understand why that was. These dudes make no bones telling you why they sold out, how much they don't give a shit, how much they don't want to have order, how much they don't want to separate and have any type of minimum standards. They're willing to have anybody around for any type of reason. Track records don't matter. Backgrounds don't matter. Hell, where you want to go in the future don't matter. None of this stuff matters except the ability to feast off the environment. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, so and I can't even really say pussy. I should correct myself and say the prospect of pussy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what it is it's kind of like, I can't believe it's not pussy.
Well, it's not pussy, MOT. It's a fat woman's thigh meat. Basically, what they're doing is they're putting their penis in the meat of pushed together fat woman thighs and the lubrication that they feel is sweat. They're not actually in pussy. So you're right. It is imitation.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like at this point, it's too easy to leave these people alone. I mean, there is no way you can negotiate with people who still want to think that there is a way you can actually negotiate with somebody with this deliberate level of nonsense that they bring to the table. Because the end game for them is to keep this shit going and to keep you thinking that this is going to actually work for some reason.
Yeah, because we live in a society now where women have glorified being hoes, and basically they see every man as a possible utility victim. They weaponize the prospect of giving pussy to basically keep all men competing for them. They don't even have the desire for one man. It doesn't matter whether they see you as the so-called alpha or the so-called provider. They're going to play both to their advantage and end up destroying both because they're just sexually liberated to not even adhere to any structure.
And that's kind of the problem here. It doesn't matter what they bring to the table for the most part. It's the fact that they're all gaming the system the same exact way.
Exactly.
That's what the actual problem is.
Yeah. Because even the guy who gets the pussy is still sharing the same pussy with the guy she's trying to get for the provider. It's like they don't have, they're exploiting the lack of structure to just basically make every man work for them. And that's why we have a society of women who are ran throughs.
Yeah,
And they
because like everybody have been running the same ran through playbook everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this, man. Everybody have been kind of, you know, socially engineered in thinking that the Stanley Cup is an actual championship, where you can go win a real championship and take shit home. No, the Stanley Cup, yeah, it goes to you for 1 year, and then the Stanley Cup goes back to the actual NFL Hockey Association for somebody else to win it next year. It's like people are fucking around with this Stanley Cup, trying to treat it like it's an NBA championship. And that's the problem within this environment.
Agreed. Agreed. I mean, we pedestal see it wouldn't be pedestalized if scarcity didn't exist in the community. Now it's artificial scarcity, but scarcity nonetheless. So when you hear a lot of brothers talking, particularly about game and stuff like that, they're coming from a scarcity mindset. They're coming from like, I got the last one. Now, you and haha, look at me, this is what I got.
Yeah,
But
and it's kind of like what it does do and what it have done. The damage to the environment is it made more people brag on potential access rather than having real access.
and potential poor access. I mean, because we're not dealing with, the prom queen here, you know, or the woman
yeah,
that hold the flowers for the prom queen.
yeah, it's like a bunch of wild dogs competing for the same piece of rotten meat. Even the dog that gets it is going to end up sick.
Right. Exactly. And that's how people behave when food is scarce. Like I was and we're only hurting ourselves because, black men haven't been taught their value. They're constantly bombarded with, niggas ain't shit arguments, so much that they actually internalize it and believe it. So they believe that they're not worth more.
And they don't deserve it either. No matter
Exactly.
how hard they work for it, they're still gonna get some fat, out of shape, ugly, angry motherfucker at the end of the goddamn day. And
That's
it's
right,
like,
because you don't run this country. And
yeah,
until you
and
conquer white supremacy, this is what you deserve, whatever we give you.
yeah. So
So,
so it's like unless there's a 100% millionaire class across the fucking board, then we'll act right. Other than that, we gonna fuck whoever we want to. You gonna have to suck it up and fuck it. I'm like, what kind of goofy shit?
well, they're saying that, yeah, that there is a submissive side of me that I want to exercise, but I can't because you're not a millionaire, or
Okay, so
because
yeah,
we live under
yeah,
white
yeah.
supremacy.
So it's like, okay, so I'm gonna keep reloading this game save until I get this Ultra Xbox achievement medal that's very rare on the
Mhm.
same person
And you know what's
everybody.
crazy?
Um,
It's like the man who actually has the most attention from this woman is the biggest loser
yes,
because
he is.
he's going to end up taking the biggest hit. It's like it's a inverse reality. It's like, okay, the guy that actually gets the most attention from this uncultured women is going to be destroyed.
Well, if I may, I would like to quote a very wise and very sexy woman, despite what Marco Grande says. Um, um, Danica Bell. Get her book. Submission is not the enemy. Shout out to her. The
Uh,
reality is there are a lot of women that don't desire to be in relationships where they are not in the dominant role. They want to be the provider, the breadwinner, and the kings. Anything other than that, they view as weak or inferior. And that's the last thing a damaged woman wants to feel. Thus, they look for subpar men that they can control so they can feel empowered and needed.
Well
Yeah.
said.
yo, what's going on, Solar Black? What's going on, man? Oh, hold on a second, pumping dumb. Let me get Solar Black in here. What's going on,
Hey,
man?
what's up, brothers? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, another
Yeah, what's going on,
1.0 guy. Trying to bring it back, man. Trying to bring it back. You know, it kind of got out of hand. So
You guys doing good work though, man. I do listen to you guys, man. I just happened to swing around. I got up today and I was just like, oh, what's going on? They getting it in right now. Look like a good subject. I hear you guys talking about these crazy females, man.
yeah, and it's like, look, man, if you got your stuff together and you move the hell on, dude, you wouldn't even notice these people.
Pretty much.
You wouldn't notice them. And like a lot of these dudes are caught up in the braggadocio of the people who don't get no ass, as if they need to try to go pretend to get the ass that these people are not even vying for. And I'm like, hold on a second. You can't be doing that with your life, man. Like, bro, you got to be moving forward with your life. You know, you can't be sitting back and getting your life destroyed by other people who are obviously going to benefit from it. You know.
Yeah, I agree on that. I definitely agree on that.
It's like women are having the same men are having the same problem with women that parents are having with children now. The children are being so legally empowered over their parents that by the law that the parents can't really provide protection by creating structure. And the same thing is happening with the women. You know, the law is empowering these women so much so that you can't promote structure to them. And it's like, you know, to correct a woman or to do something is to, you know, basically destroy yourself in this environment.
Well, see, is it spiritual logic?
Yeah.
Check it out. The truth of the matter is we need to now move this beyond just our conversations to actually attacking the laws themselves, putting in buffer laws, at least for ourselves. We got to start doing that, because I hear, and yeah, they're getting away with it and they're running amok. They're acting stupid, blah, blah, blah. But we got to do what we got to do now and balance the law. We have to balance the law, because they're not going to do it. So we can't even rely on them. So we got to work on our part to just balance the laws to our favor, or at least to keep it even keel, because it's way overboard right now.
I mean, I was talking about this in the military, you know, and I'm like, you know what? If there's any group of people who deserve the actual protection, and it's a kind of convenient way to hide behind, is these U.S. soldiers getting torn out the frame by these fucking women.
Yeah.
Like, front load the shit with those people, and then like come in the back like, oh, you don't want the troops fucked up, do you? Do you?
That's a good way of looking at it. Hey, first I want to say hello to everybody. You know,
Man, you kind of low, man. You kind of low.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is this better? Is better? Hello?
A little bit, but go ahead. A
little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to get on right quick and just I just wanted to share something that happened to me. So this past weekend, I was at the liquor store on my off day with my lady friend, and it's a woman that's working the register. And just because my woman is actually listening to me and doing what I say, like after I paid for our drinks, I signaled to her to grab the bag. And when my woman grabbed the bag, without hesitation, the black woman, of course, you know, the motherfucking ratchet behind the damn cash register, looked at me and looked at her and said, and you gonna do it too. Like her just, and it's like this bitch don't even know me. Just by having a woman that's cooperative, you know, just anything that resembles femininity triggers those that don't display it, man. It's sickening. You know, so I just
but you have to realize that the actual sight of a black woman carrying anything about a black man in her fucking presence is like tantamount to like fucking death. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This person with just like shit. Well, what's going on?
Bro, please.
Not on code.
Yeah, and that's exactly how this situation was. Like, I mean, I'm like, this woman don't even know me. And she don't even know my woman, and she like, you know, stalling my woman because she's listening to me. And it's sad, man. It's like a lot of these people gonna end up alone. And you know, like I was telling my woman before me and her started talking, like I was finna import a motherfucker. I told her, hey, look, The only reason why I chose her for now is because she's feminine. She come from a two-parent home. You know, she met certain qualifications. You know, and I was letting her know, like, hey, you know, if I couldn't find that here, I was going to import that. You know, but it's sad that, you know, you can't even have a woman that's just, you know, cuddled up all under you and just listening to you without everybody looking at us like it's a problem. You know, it's crazy, man.
Scroll, please.
Right, scroll, please.
Well, it's no, the screen share is disabled, so I can't share the screen here.
Well, hold on a
Ross?
second. I'll make you a co-host or something. I'm not sure why the fuckers keep doing that. Hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead now.
Okay, let me see. Screen share. All right, perfect.
Hey, I'm gonna focus on this drive, man. But I just wanted to get on here and share that story. It was crazy, man. Just going to the liquor store and how that happened to me. It was crazy, man. But your brothers stay strong. Keep up the good fight. Keep inspiring the brothers to stay on the right path, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
peace, PND.
The submissive black woman is
So
the mortal
your
enemy of the
I know you're still listening. So your situation is stated here in the scroll. The submissive black woman is the mortal enemy of the sisterhood. That's why your girl is getting so much flack. She's a black woman who is submissive and therefore the mortal enemy of the sisterhood.
Right.
Period. You know, like the women who are behaving this way is on the scrolls. They read the scrolls. Now, I stole the originals, but they have copies. So they know how to behave when they meet a woman like your girl. Treat her like the mortal enemy that she is.
Hey man, they come out the huddle like no huddle offense on doing that shit. Like they don't even need to be told to do that shit. They just like, oh my god, this woman is humiliating the entire group. We gotta stop this shit by any means necessary. Because I'm definitely not treating my man that way. Like that's what these motherfuckers think, man. It's crazy and it's counterproductive.
Damn. But, you know.
Yeah, Egon, you know?
What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's going on, man?
So somebody says, what's the update on the wall of silence? Let me tell you something, brother. The louder they get.
No, wait, hold on. Game changer.
Okay.
Solon Black here came up with the concept of the wall of silence like a decade
ago.
then
you got it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. What's up with the update on it?
Yeah.
It's in full effect. Basically, more and more you brothers are actually exhibiting it anyway. So it's already in motion. They can't stop this. There's nothing that's gonna. There's a natural reflex by men that is just starting to just bubble up over and over, and it's starting to spread. And it's actually, I think one of the brothers was talking about, beyond just a black woman. Well, it is beyond just a black woman, to be honest with you. If you listen to some of the guys who are talking to MGTOW, they're still doing the same thing. They're trying to stay away from these knuckleheads. Why would they want to be next to any of that? No guy wants to be next to that junk. And our society is crumbling and falling as we watch this nonsense. So it's up to us. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to us to just say, nope, we're not supporting none of that. I'm not backing it. I'm not friends with it. I'm not associated with it. We're going to deal with the wall of silence. We're staying away from them. We just stay away from them. Like the other brother was just talking about, he was getting ready to import.
Yeah, I mean,
you see how many guys are, so many guys are already, it's starting to just unravel. It's like, before you know it, these sisters are done. They're already done. They just don't know it or don't want to know it.
Yeah, and it's like, look, it's kind of like the people who thought that going beneath the actual to the basement level when actual the volcano hit and the actual ash cloud came through, they didn't know that the gases in those clouds was actually gonna eventually come to the bottom level of the actual place where they were at.
You gonna get got.
Yeah. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, okay, everybody in the city is gonna get destroyed. Period. So I'm not sure why you want to go underground where the gases don't give a fuck above or beneath the ground, but okay. Maybe they'll find your ass someday, but not smart. Not smart.
No, it's not. That's not. these poor, why don't I say poor? These females, man, they're pretty much wrapped. I mean, it's bad, man. And this is just bad, man. I've never seen it. I grew up from an older era. You know, I'm older than a lot of you guys, but I'm just telling you, man, I've never seen it this bad. I mean, it's bad.
I think it's gonna get worse. Solon Black, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be first quarter of next year. And right now, like right now, I'm at home, walk around Aurora, you go to these black areas, they're already looking like, I'm like, man, if shit get much worse, most of these people need this fucking stimulus money. Dude, you got whites that are like all over the industrial areas and nobody is saying nothing about it. People are getting thrown out their $500,000 homes. They're ending up in these RVs and they're in the industrial areas on the side of the street.
Oh man, that's
Crazy.
legendary in Cali, man. They're all up and down Santa Monica, PCH. They're everywhere, man. And them RVs, vans. It's ugly right now.
Yeah, I mean, like you know, like they're like all into the truck stop. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. It's our shit. Like, no. like no, man. Like, this is where the big shit parks at, man. Like, you can't be having two people doubled up in spots. I'm like, the fuck is this?
Hey man. Well, you guys are doing trucking, right? Some of you guys are truckers?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was about to get into that. My boy's into it right now. I know I went with him on a couple trips, right? And I kid you not, man. There's some wild chicks, man, right there at you guys know what I'm talking about, at the truck stop, man. They I was like, what in the world? What in the world? You chicks, do you need somebody you want to talk? You know, well, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. Dang, y'all throwing yourself. They soliciting. Real talk. They're definitely soliciting. Ain't no question about it. Dang, man. I didn't know. Like I said, it got real bad. It got real bad.
Oh, and it's even worse now. Like most of the people you see now are like out of this world, good looking and doing this shit. So it's like, man, nah, I'm good. Like, so if you're out here doing this, where all the ugly bitches at? Like, nah.
Well, the ugly chicks ain't got no rap, no nothing. I see some dudes, man, messing with them, but I'm like, this dude's got, you know, real low self-esteem or something. I mean, what are you doing with that? What are you doing? Oh, she's a good girl. Okay. But she like almost 200 pounds, dude. What's going on with that, yo?
Well, because you're shamed. We're in one of the only communities where a bachelor is shamed before a man who's with a 200-pound woman, even if he's 200 pounds of muscle. So basically, a man who is with Roseanne will make fun of a man who's single and only date women that are on his level physically or greater. It's very weird. Because it's unique to the Black community and the Black experience. And what winds up happening is brothers will chronically find themselves with these women long term. So take, because I did a show on this earlier where a handsome young man met a beautiful young lady, and you know they're ecstatic about being together. Mm-hmm. Now she approached him on Tinder. But what if he took the mindset, or not Tinder, but Instagram?
Gotcha.
But now, what if he was of the mindset of any pussy is better than no pussy, and at the time that she seen his profile, it said in a relationship because he was entangled with a fat, ugly 200-pound chick.
God, I can't do it.
A lot of brothers find themselves in that situation. They don't wait for something better because they have a poor sense of delayed gratification.
And they also think they're going to somehow level up from in-house big bitch to a thinner woman at some point in time. And that shit never fucking happens.
Well, it never happens because they have very poor understanding of the way women think. Women do not look at men with extraordinarily, grotesquely unattractive women and say, I want to get with him. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When they see you with a beautiful woman, you know, they like, oh, I wonder what he's about. And this is the women who, because they're competitive by nature and they take, you know, actual competition.
Yeah, that was a tactic that we used to use when I was younger. We go into the club and we normally go after the best looking one in the club. And because you were playing around with the best looking one, you got all the other ones too. It was
Right.
wild, man. I was like, okay, let me get this straight. You know, when you go up to them and you try to be straight with them, it didn't work. But when you go and hang out with the best looking one or dance or whatever the case may be, drinks, whatever the case may be, then all of a sudden now you're on their menu. All of a
Right.
sudden now they got to talk to you. I'm like, okay, so you wanted to wait until I got to old girl right here. Now you want to get involved. What's that all about?
Well, they want to beat the best. I mean, they're not going to, and for one, you are what you are to them. So if they see you with a disgusting woman, then they feel disgusting because you chose them as well.
Mm.
You know, so rarely is it ever going to happen that a man is going to go from, you know, something extraordinarily unattractive to just, you know, an extremely attractive woman because while on that thing, you know, or
Unless he leaves the country or some shit like that. Other than that.
well, yeah, unless he leaves the country, but then he's not taking his track record with him.
Well, see, that's the other thing I like for the brothers to do. That's why I definitely encourage brothers to go overseas. Just to
Oh yeah, well, you
grab
know,
from
Mr.
a higher branch, better looking, you know, more educated. They're just as educated and everything too, for the most part. So that has nothing to do with it. But really, their femininity, their ways of learning how to treat men is far better than this culture that we have. Our culture is not it. Not right now. It ain't.
No, I mean, you know, they just gotta sit out a couple seasons, man.
You sit out a couple seasons, man. Yeah, you can't play.
Yeah, man, like no draft picks, no nothing.
just nurse this bench right here. Just be comfortable right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Injury rehab, man. Some
Yeah,
of these people have rotator cuff injuries, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know, no, you just gotta put them on injury reserve. Like as soon as you start like the goddamn camp, you put the ass on injury reserve.
They get a check though when they get on injury reserve. I'm like, I ain't giving you squat.
Hey. Cut him, dude. Cut him.
You squat, yeah. Yeah, I'm on injury reserve. Where's my money? No money. Sorry. This is
I mean, you know, we don't even want like a 16 draft pick, man. Just get him out of here.
Yo, MOT. We could just throw them a buyout and basically say, hey, yo, like y'all don't even need to show up. We just give you the money to go away, kind of shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're gonna treat him like a hoe.
You're doing like the media shit.
You treat them just like the hoe.
Buyout, man.
We gonna pay y'all to leave. That's what y'all get paid to
be
leave.
Quiet.
Get
You can't say nothing.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Wow, I feel bad for these. I feel bad for them because by the time they realize what happened, what's really going on, man, it's gonna be wow. It's gonna be
this
like,
shit is going to be in history books. And they're gonna be like 70 years old.
So you're the
shit, like, damn.
So it's not just me then. I thought, because I swear this has got to be in the history book somewhere. Somebody got to put this down. Because I'm like, man, this is the time when the society definitely took a turn.
Well, I mean,
hell no.
It's always been in history books. You know, this type of behavior. Basically, the Bible is riddled with fables about giving a woman a little bit of power and she will use it to destroy men ever since Adam and Eve. You know, Samson and Delilah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, this has always been written in history. The thing about us is that we don't have a history. Our history began with emancipation, really. So, you know, or even being brought over here. So we don't have that to reference. However, cultures that have that history tend to, even if they don't know it directly, they tend to have more submissive women as a result. You know, I use the God's chosen. I'm not going to say the word, but the J word. You know, I use their history as an example. I like the Old Testament and the Bible does warn you about allowing such control in the relationship, and they behave accordingly in their modern culture. And the Chinese in particular, as well as, well, to a slightly lesser extent now, the Japanese, you know, they also follow this narrative. And, you know, this is Buddhist teachings. So it's definitely
Well, see, my thing is this though. Back in the past, right out of slavery, we did have some. We did have. I think right up from slavery up to the '60s, we had some form of a culture that was actually pretty good. The families were progressing and growing, but we had to deal with a whole bunch of other stuff on the outside. You know what I mean? Inside wasn't so bad. Outside was probably where most of our activities need to be. Our focus need to be put. But now we got to deal with outside and inside, same time, and it's like.
I think we had a
nah.
problem with inside also because
Well-
I think that shit it was like a lot of stuff boiled inside, like from the structure of the family household during slavery, because like black women always did work, so they were always kind of like always on that feminist tip, so just couldn't exercise because the greater society wouldn't allow them to do it. So as soon as they got a chance to expand, that's what they did.
Well, just to be clear, they're stupid. And you have to be pretty stupid.
Pretty much.
What you have in the whole working scenario is a group of women who are not working that you are working for, telling you the value of working as opposed to being married. Yeah. So let me get this straight. You're scrubbing a white woman's toilet, one that you can't even take a shit in yourself, but you're scrubbing that toilet. And the person whose toilet you are scrubbing is married and don't have to scrub her own damn toilet. Exactly. And then she tells you that you don't need a man. You just need to continue to scrub my toilet. And you do.
And she
Game
you have
changer.
to be the stupidest so alive.
They did it. They did it, though.
Hold on. Let's just understand this, y'all. People have a certain psychology. And we have to understand the mind is like a computer. Some people are just programmed to be a follower. Some people are programmed to be a leader. It's just based on how the perception of that being's mind is at that state of time, if you know what I'm saying. So, it's like I tell lots of brothers out here in the community, especially down here in the South, when you are the patriarch, we need to maintain discipline. We need to maintain structure. We need to maintain order, because long as we see those frequencies of the words of what I just said, things will prosper for all of us, if you know what I mean, brothers.
No, I don't. Because to what end do you maintain order? I'm curious.
Okay, well, game changer. What I mean maintain order, understand, is like I tell many brothers down here, certain people that say of certain things that's happened within our environment, understand that certain people is within the environment because of your psychology. If people is within the program of the matrix, understand you're plugged in within the matrix. Everybody is not unplugged from the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So,
so once again, because if they're in the matrix, they're in a society that's not being controlled by you. So you say maintain control of society. I say to what end?
Okay, as in we maintain control of society, we privatize what we need to privatize on the behalf of whatever square that you maintain. It's like I tell many brothers, long as you maintain your square, I maintain my square, Man of Tomorrow maintain his square, whoever what else is in this chat room maintain his square.
All right, private. So everybody is maintaining their square as long as you change the square to the thing that you are maintaining.
Right.
Right. Like somebody can say anything and then say, this is the square I'm maintaining. So what I'm getting at is you say being the leaders and the patriarchs is meaning that that you have authority over something. However, if someone doesn't, you have power and responsibility over something. However, if there's an entity, whether it be man, woman, or child, that refuses your patriarchy, then what are you building towards or for?
Okay, so what you just said is what I heard today on the news today. I had a I don't know what senator she is, but she is a so-called African American woman, and she was on the newscast and she was saying that 100 years ago, women wasn't a part of the Constitution. She was making a big deal about whatever the hell that Trump said earlier about so little meaning he said about slavery because of the COVID-19. But like I was saying before, game changer, I don't want to get off subject. I'm just trying to say when people is plugged within the matrix, Understand that is the system. When you have privatized yourself, understand what you just said or what have said of which have just happened. Everything of what you said is null and void. It's like I tell people out here. When
But what
you
he's actually saying is that look, you can maintain your shit, but you just have to use different inventory.
thank you. There you go.
That's
Wait,
it.
different what?
Inventory.
Inventory.
That's what. Well, that's what I was talking about. I that's what I talked about. I
Maintain
said
your sense of
I'm
self.
completely lost.
Wait,
we-
wait.
we
Let me
import-
Go ahead,
explain,
man.
let me
Tomorrow. Explain.
Maintain your sense of self.
Mhm.
Don't change your actual boundaries. Get with different people.
10
Don't worry about the outcome of everybody else.
No, I
Simple.
get that portion, but the question is to what end? Like, because what you are describing, has a self-preservation in. But when you talk about maintaining a patriarchy, which is a selfless thing, because it's to govern others and to benefit others, to what end are you doing that?
Okay, well, to what end of we doing is what I just said before, and what this man at tomorrow just said.
No, because this is self-benefit. Like, one is hyper individualism, which is standing in your own square and maintaining your own comforts and realities.
Right.
The other is patriarchal, meaning you're doing it for the collective interests.
Oh, okay, right. It's a collective
interest of your family, not the collective interest of everybody around you.
10-4.
Yeah. Okay, and I get that portion, but what if you have an uncooperative family?
Okay, hold on. Let me answer that man tomorrow. Now, if you have an uncooperative family, understands what I just said before, game changer. Those are the matriarchs. Understand in the matriarchy, those beings of entities are lost within a chaotic system. Their mind cannot function on a certain order, a certain structure, a certain discipline, a certain culture. And that is why of which of just you said explains that, sir. I can't give it no more simple than that. In the matriarchy, it is the chaos energy. And as the chaos energy, that is the feminine energy. The feminine
So you're trying to cut away from. I basically put it in a crop format. So, when I see bad crops, I don't mess with them. Period.
Okay.
Okay. If it's family members or whatever, I just don't mess with them. Okay, because I don't want to have that spill over into my life any further than it already did.
You're maintaining your square. 10-4. You
Okay.
maintaining what you need to maintain, sir. So you need to privatize what you need to privatize so you can protect yourself from all different types of bodies of legislatures, laws, ordinances, and all other type of stuff that's within the system of the matrix.
Well, okay, but even still to that degree, we're still affected by the matrix to a certain extent.
Okay, all right, okay. Now, yes, I understand you are affected at a certain extent, but once you have privatized and maintained your square, you understand that you need to become the boss. Because once you become the boss, you know how to execute and you know how to be
but that's
the boss of whom?
Yeah,
okay.
But here's the thing.
See, my thing is you need to attack the matrix itself.
Okay.
If you're gonna get that control that you in the patriarchy, I'm talking about in the overall context.
Right.
In the patriarchy, you have to actually attack the matrix. Okay. You have to attack it. So if you're gonna attack it to get things on point, to make sure that even in your little bubble, that you're good, you still have to be a participant in the war against that overall enemy, which is that matrix.
Now 10-4. Now I want to ask you a question. Does a sniper always shoot every round or every bullet that he has?
Of course not.
Okay, then. So understand everybody has a different tactics of war. War is just not going head-on collision into battle. Understand war takes espionage. War takes strategy.
I'm pretty good at that. Yeah, that's what I was in the military. But I got you. I understand the various different tactics.
10-4.
But you still need to know that you're in war.
I think y'all saying the same thing.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are just SMB, perception of consciousness, just probably trying to go against, but we're not going against the grain. And yes, I agree, SMB. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
So JJ mentioned something interesting. He says game changer, if you found out that you have a uncooperative family, you lost. And he capitalized lost. Actually, we all lost. But good
Because that's
observation.
what we have.
Right. We gotta.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, this seems
Mhm.
to be like a shame tactic, like you're a loser because you have the responsibility with none of the power. I
Yeah.
guess that's what he's trying to get at, but the
We
We
truth of the
need to
matter is,
have power. We see. That's why I said when we talked about laws, we need to implement things that laws for ourselves to tip the balance, or tip the power level, or at least bring it to an even keel level, so we can actually correct a lot of the problems. We can't correct a lot of the problems because there's too much advantages. There are too many advantages for these quote unquote females. There's just too many. So we have to adjust that to balance it, so we actually get our fair due.
Okay.
Our fair due.
What SMB?
Hold on. Foster, we gotta get
10-4.
Dior in here.
Okay, go ahead.
Dior,
Who's in?
What's up, bro? I'm here.
are you there?
10-4, what's going on, brother?
Yeah. I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm just listening, but I'm listening back here, bro.
Hey, guys.
I'm just
Y'all
chilling.
keep going until
until something sparky, right?
10-4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's up.
Well,
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up, man? Well, it seemed like I got to like a happier status in this conversation. I don't want to put it back in the minutia.
Oh, no.
A lot of you guys said a lot of things that I feel as
Mhm.
if are correct. So
Mhm.
only thing I want to say is it's just kind of it's always, I say it's a good thing that basically, like, 'cause I listened to the beginning of the MOT stream and went to Teapot's debate and listened to him, and I was listening to how he talking. I was like, damn, they really believe that shit.
They
They
all
really
believe it, dude. Like
Yeah,
it ain't
they-
one person. It's
right,
Yeah.
exactly. They all believe that, and they all, and it was some real more than believe, they act it out. So it's kind of a good thing for younger guys who don't get it to watch that. And it really made me think of I used to say this quote where not this quote, but basically I used to say that as black people, when I used to do my pro black shit, I used to be like, this is our trail of tears of how we deal with Europeans. And then as time went on, I think it's really shifted on black men. This is our trail of tears. Like, we have to walk away, but we can't shift into alcoholism and disparity. We got to find a way to work with each other on how we're gonna bounce back from this, because we are not the first group to be in a worse situation and have to go to the next one and have to bounce back from that. These women are, it sucks to say, are your enemy, all of them. If 90% of snakes are poisonous, 100% of snakes are poisonous. You'd be a fool to mess around with them and act like they're going to have you back in the long run. I mean, business is business, but we see how they stand. How much evidence do you need?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah,
evidence.
look,
There's
I mean,
lots of
but it's
evidence.
like at this point here, I might look. They are where they are. There's not a whole lot of men who powers them, because those dudes would take anything. I'm just saying, everybody else just walk the fuck off the field. You know what?
Hey.
You know what? Here's what you do.
10-4.
It's very simple. You declare war. You don't show up. You allow
Yep.
them to claim victory, and you just move the fuck on. You can have all this shit. It's all yours.
Oh, yeah, you one of those. Just go ahead and take it. I'm gonna go ahead and create something else. I don't even need this.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what we mean, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Privatize, maintain your square, create what you need to square individually, and everything of what we do separately will come together just like the rainbow. Somebody is red,
Because you
somebody is
don't
blue.
need a community nowadays. I mean,
That's
like,
right.
this right here is a community. Like, we're all over the United States. We're like 0.05% of Black America here at best.
We are the 1%.
Talking about this one issue about how we're tired of all of this goddamn shit. So we're all surrounded. Every 100% of the time, nearly outside this conversation, we're all surrounded by this fucking bullshit that we cannot control. But we see this shit unfolding on a minutely basis.
Yeah.
I would just
I
add one
agree.
thing. We are not in control of yet.
10-4. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the new millionaires coming online are going to invest their money in ways that Black people have never invested throughout history, and things are going to get better very fast for a very small group of people. Like once people see that Aegon City I'm sorry, Akon, not Agon.
I got you. Got you.
Shout out to Agon City.
Aegon City.
Agon
City.
got it. He's like, yeah, I got a city.
That should be your new screen name, bro.
Agon City, nigga.
That should be your
Agon
new.
City.
Oh, shit. Hey, man, so when that shit comes online, man, if people actually see what it's like to like split off and have your own shit, all these people are gonna want to have their own fiefdoms too. And it's gonna be fucking great and amazing, and people just gonna be quickly leaving these people behind. Because
see,
those 19 people in Georgia, that's just the start.
Mm.
That's just the start. So you're gonna have hundreds of people going in, buying like an entire county, getting the fuck up out of there, having their own school systems and shit where they control their own shit.
And I'm all for that. I am
Me
for
too.
that. I'm all for that. I'm all for us to just go take over and do what we got to do. Forget all that stuff. But then we set the rules as patriarchs. We set the
10-4.
rules.
That's right.
Set
There
the
you
rules.
go.
Here's how it go. This is how we gonna do it in this town. So you
Yeah.
either get down or you get gone. That's it.
Right. That's right. 10-4. That's right. That's how it's supposed to be. We are the men that need to maintain the energies within the environment. Just like I tell the brothers at the African store, you know, even though I'm 25, you know, I have very subtle old ways, but like I tell my brothers out here, when you are a descendant of a Buffalo soldier that served within the military, he did things in Italy. He did 2 tours. So, you know, he was already against the grains of barrier of being the so-called black man as a soldier, helping other cultures of ethnicities and phenotypes and genetics that do not look like us. But he went in the battlefield, he got the job done, and he came back home to his family, and he became the patriarch in his family. But luckily, due to the American economy and the communist and many other types of socialist organizations and entities and corporations, it's like we said before, brothers, they all have an agenda. Maintain the feminine energy, thus they control the chaos energy. As long as they control the chaos energy, things will look systematically goddamn crazy in our environment, just like the Cardi B and Offset situation. Then we got the Maya Moore.
Did you really think that was gonna turn out any other way than where it turned out?
No, bro.
That was the system. That was the system.
No.
That was the system all day.
What do we
long.
say? You can't make a whole housewife, yo. It don't work.
Tenfold. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, hold my Long Island iced tea. Like, what? No.
No.
Like you had a girlfriend who said that she was sick and alphabet motherfuckers own people when it came to setting people up with prostitutes, and you still fucking was around this human being?
Right.
What the fuck wrong with you?
She drugged niggas and robbed them, man.
This is exactly
how
why
you survive with that.
This is exactly why I say we either gotta basically demand a trade or basically demand a buyout. Either way,
Tenfold.
we gotta get the fuck out there.
No, man, you cut a motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I ain't demanding crap.
Yeah, we ain't trying to give them no
get
bailout.
mine.
Yeah, fuck that.
Ain't no
That's
bail.
true too.
No
No,
bailouts.
Yeah, but what you do is you go to the concession stand and be like, get over there and just scream.
Yeah.
We got you.
We
This
got you.
motherfucker getting up out of here.
Mhm.
You ain't
Right.
gotta say
That's
nothing.
right.
All you gotta do is just go over there in a general direction and make a claim. Thank you.
10-4.
You're both gone, but yeah, thank you for your service. But yeah,
Thank you for your service. Go about your business. Leave me out
Salute.
alone.
Salute. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the problem, man. It's just that a lot of people are afraid to make moves because they still are concerned about how they look to this person after they fucking leave. I'm like, dude, the whole point of leaving is so that way you don't have to give a fuck about what people think.
Right.
But see, my whole thing is you're supposed to be an adult. That's some kiddie stuff.
Yeah,
Those are the matriarchs. Those are the people.
That's that kiddie stuff. Well, I don't care. I'm gonna go do what I'm gonna do, man. Period. I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Listen, man,
No, the patriarchs know what's need to be done. You know what needs to be done, regardless. You know what is right. You know what is wrong. You know that things need to be maintained. You know the energies need to stay in a specific frequency, just like you turning on a fucking radio and you want that motherfucker to stay in one station. That's what the patriarch do.
Yeah, well, actually, there's been a real quieting of game niggas lately.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I noticed that. I noticed that too. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because
They've been
games suck.
arguing. They've been
I think-
arguing. They've been arguing, looking crazy. Oh, I've been noticing too. I've been in the cut. Yeah.
I think the game guys got stuck in Cyboria. So you know, we'll let them stay there. We'll let them
Well,
stay there.
I mean, what good is game to draw from a toxic pool? That's what I'm trying to understand. I never understood that. I want to get my game up so I can draw out of this toxic pool. Are you for real?
I
mean, Kevin Samuels
what kind of-
shook up the game for him. But go ahead, game changer.
What kind of game is spending your booty call hours talking to a bunch of people with penis? Like, what part of the game is that? Like, you know.
I mean, but then like, it's kind of like Sports Center before like the actual Super Bowl, how they have like the all-day show where you don't even know when the fucking game starts because these niggas are still talking about shit that ain't got nothing to do with the actual fucking game. Like,
Well,
that's,
okay, so
that's what it's like listening to these people talk, man.
But see, like on Sports Center, I'm a nerd and I don't know much about sports, but I do know that the athletes aren't the ones doing the announcing because they're busy actually playing the game during game time.
Yeah.
So it seems like nighttime would be game time for, the player. But yet
man, they're keeping their powder dry.
Talking about the plays. It's spent, I don't know. Maybe.
No, I mean, like they on some ass Madden shit, man. While they online just talking, but but apparently they're slaying so many women that it doesn't make any sense. But they're online talking to other men about how many women that they've slain within the same environment. It don't make no fucking sense.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on?
What's good, Wacky?
Money.
What's up?
Shout out to Wacky.
Yeah.
Mr. 1.0.
What's up?
He's a 1.0
Mr.
for sure.
1.0, bro. Mr.
Yo, hold on. That's so in black. Yo, listen, let me tell you something about Soul and Black.
That's my
y'all
boy
better
right
give
there.
this brother some respect, man, because if y'all got a problem with Soul, you got a problem with me automatically, man. That's my brother right there, nigga.
That's my boy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my boy.
I would whoop a nigga ass for Soul and Black. That's my brother. This guy is another 1.0 legend, man. Y'all better give him his respect.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's cool. It's cool.
This man is he's up there with Washington and Lincoln. What's the name of that shit, man? Damn, I can't get the name of it, man.
Bar.
The monument with the presidents, man. That's dope, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
great.
all good. My thing is you guys are doing what I always hoped anyway. And I think MOT for that, yo, and all you guys who out here participating, putting that work in, because we need this passed off to these young cats, man. They really need to know what's going on, man. For real.
Yeah,
for real.
And actually, like trying to negotiate with these people is not going to happen.
It doesn't work. We tried that first. That's what we did, dude. In the first Manosphere, we tried negotiating. We tried to reconcile.
Mount Rushmore. Thank you.
It did not work. It did not work. It still hasn't worked and ain't gonna work. Period. The best formula I know is cut and go. That's it. You ain't got nothing else to play. What else is there to talk about? If you can't come to an agreement, what else is next?
You have to realize this: 50 years of feminist brainwashing is not gonna go away over a couple of months of having a negotiation table.
10-4, I agree.
It's not gonna work. You have to leave them alone.
Dude, we've been on this negotiating with them for damn near over a decade. And what has happened?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Game niggas wearing suits now. They wearing shirts and suits now, bro.
To do what?
They wearing shirts and suits now, man.
To get what?
Kevin Samuels changed the game on them, bro. He changed the game on them. Someone came. 10-4.
No, I mean,
he ain't changed the game. He ain't changed.
So he's talking to people who needs to get off the market, but it's like the pool of men that he's sending these people into is actually right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like those
Very
women
true.
getting access to a different group of guys who don't understand their background. They're coming here to give them access to the same guys within the same environment.
And who are saying already no.
Right.
I feel like doing the Martin Lawrence right now. You know when Martin got excited and MOT said that shit. I said, "Oh, this man is on the motherfucking money, bro." I said, "We over here chilling. We over here. Those same motherfuckers that Kevin Samuels be talking about. No, we good. Being patriarchs. We over here being patriarchs. We maintaining.
That's right.
Hey, Bo, come here. You want to talk to this? You want to talk to him? All right, you two go ahead. Y'all go play. All right, we just maintain. Watch these dumbasses. That's all we do.
That's exactly what I told him. That's what I told him. I said, the brothers in the Wall Sounds camp, we watching these fools. We sitting there laughing. I'm like, y'all really gonna try to get these brothers who already know? Hell no. You're gonna try to get them to go over and play with this. And then Kevin, he makes me laugh because he puts these crazy old sisters on there who talk on the phone and all they do is telling themselves. I'm just unbelievable. I'm like, man, what is this?
Delusion.
The
delusion.
I mean, but it's a good public service for us men, though, to see how it's just like tonight's debate on TPOT. That was a good showing of what they thought was the actual reason why the outcome of their lives ended the way it ended. You know, and it's like, wow, you cannot think that this person can be fucking negotiated with. Wow. Because they already have a post hoc rationalization. And even if they don't have the perfect excuse, they have a backbench of motherfuckers to call to find the perfect excuse.
I'm good.
You know the
you said, I'm good, bro.
I'm good, bro. Just watch, man.
But you know what? You know what the thing is about Kevin Samuels is that a lot of people within the viewing audience, they don't realize that Kevin Samuels is just hustling. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
He don't even listen. He don't even believe.
Now.
He don't even believe 99.9% of the bullshit that comes out of his mouth. I mean, I don't have anything against him. I'm like, listen, I think that as far as how he get his view, you know, the way he's able to attract viewers, it's amazing. You know, he's a career salesman, according to him, and he used some of his marketing, techniques, in my opinion, in order to attract a lot of viewers. To me, that's smart, you know, but at the same time, he's just hustling. That's all he's doing. And it's a shame that a lot of people take him seriously, which goes to show you that a lot of people just don't have good critical thinking skills. Because if you was a good critical thinker, you'd see this shit. And
I see low self-esteem. I see men. I see men with low self-esteem. I see men who are lost. I see men with no type of discipline.
Retarded.
Retarded. You know, I noticed that when I pay attention to the Kevin Samuels show. I remember one dude calling there, and I'm like, "Why the fuck you call?" And he was asking for the girls to call. I'm like, "You just put yourself out there because the man ain't trying to talk to you." And then, like he said, if you want to talk to him as an OG, you pay for his one-on-one. He said that off GP.
Yeah,
so it's all.
He already told, like Wacky said, he hustling, but he already told you he was gonna hustle. He already told you that before he even got into it. I was like, well, the dude already said he was gonna go ahead and hustle. Because I did a video. I said, Derek Jackson. I said, if you guys want to follow the formula, follow a Derek Jackson formula. And I kid you not, here I am. I'm watching Kevin Samuels. I'm like, this is funny, yo. This is way crazy.
He gonna be divorced soon. That's coming.
Well, I thought he was divorced already. He was divorced twice.
He's already divorced. Yeah, divorced.
Damn.
And another thing with a lot of these so-called game casts, what I call the game apologists or the fake game gurus,
the game apologists.
Yeah, like people don't really realize that a lot of them suffer from arrested development. That they haven't grown up mentally. They're still in that high school phase. Remember in high school when everybody tried to be the player, try to brag about how many girls they get? That's like high school. And once you get a certain age, you realize that there's more to life than that. And a lot of them don't realize that. So a lot of them were
wacky,
just
but
people.
what the internet has done is it allowed these niggas to reload the game save and try to fucking pick up mission.
That's very true.
It allowed retards to be taken seriously. That's what it did.
Yeah, I mean, so what it did was it allowed people to kind of, you know, finish a lot more side quests before they got onto the main mission of not being shit in life.
Damn.
Well, it's funny, Wacky, when you say that, because you remember on the movie Daddy's Girl, and Gabrielle Union was like, if I see one more man over 30, you know, with a what was it? With the throwback jersey on, I'm gonna scream.
Right.
So you marry a guy who's okay.
What's wrong with the throwback jersey? What's wrong with that?
No. I mean, she said a man over 30. Basically, I think the complaint there was men that are not acting their age.
Yeah, that's all she was saying.
She's saying,
yeah, she was saying in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So women can act all kinds of ways, but we can't have our days.
Well, that's the matriarchy.
Our days. It's just our days. That's all it is. We have a day like Super Bowl or football. We have our day. This is a guy thing. This is what we do.
Oh no, this was a regular night on the street. I mean, basically the message is, and I agree with it to a certain extent. You know, I mean, of course, Super Bowl being exceptions, and you know, if you actually are in the NBA, of course, you know. But however, you know, you have to get past the Al Bundy phase of your life. Don't walk around with your Polk High Letterman jacket on, please. You know,
okay.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with wearing sports jerseys, but the thing is, I mean, I get, you know, when I saw that scene that Game Changer was talking about, I took it metaphorically. Right?
Yeah, it is.
I get the metaphor
is.
behind that. But
Yeah, it is.
In general, I don't find anything wrong with wearing a jersey. But like I said, I get the metaphor behind that.
No, I mean it's symbolic. I don't know if that was Yuri or S&B or something, but it's symbolic, really. Because that was the style at the time for younger people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, it's saying just a person that's not dressing his age.
Yeah, I was like, that shit came out like in early 2000s, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
that shit was popping back then. Yeah.
So the equivalent now would be like, you know, a man in his 30s, saggy jeans or skinny jeans or something like that, whatever the kids are wearing nowadays.
And I see that. Yeah, I see that too. 30-year-olds.
Nah, I ain't got no saggy
I see
jeans.
that.
I ain't got that. They ain't gonna work, yo.
Dress shirt, slacks.
I'm talking about like representing your team and stuff like that. She was, you know, like regular adults do.
I'm gonna throw my khakis on my shirt or whatever. I'm kicking it. Hell with that.
You know, yeah. Put my little Giuseppe's on. You know,
when it's time to step out, I'll step out or whatever. But other than that,
I mean, ever since this COVID stuff, man, I mean, it ain't about social distancing. I'm just waiting for this damn election to be over and things can get back to damn normal, man. Just
yeah, man.
Shit getting aggravating, bro. I can't get my printer.
You can't get your printer.
I can't get my printer. I can't get my damn fax machine, bro.
Why not? What's wrong?
The COVID, bro.
Fax?
Bro,
man,
the COVID, bro.
Man,
the mailing process.
You better Amazon that shit to your house.
Real talk, me and Amazon and eBay been getting along great.
Fax machine from Amazon, man.
Me and Amazon and eBay been having a ball. We've been getting it in.
You can't say fuck Amazon. No.
Shoot, I had a bike delivered to my door, yo. Real talk. That's like it was to my door. So I'm like, hey man, you know what I mean? I'm okay. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Because I like to get out, but I still get out. I just don't you know what I mean? I'm not tied to a 9-to-5, but it's cool though. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned. But the craziness is, I guess, the people who are in relationships, because I see a lot of this happening. People who are in relationships, man, they breaking up like left and right, man. They breaking up, and it's mostly the girls. It's mostly the females. That's the one. Oh, I got to get away. Why?
That tell us something.
Talking about people that live together.
Yeah, that tell us. Yeah, that tell me something though, bro.
Yeah, they living together. They cohabitating, and they got to get away from each other. I'm like, dang,
you got to get away from each other. Side eye emoji.
But back in the day, you was supposed. That was the whole point. You was trying to get to with each other to stay with each other. Now mugs is jumping ship.
No, not jumping ship. I'm sorry, excuse my French. She's a terrorist. I keep telling these boys, no, it ain't no problem. She is a terrorist. I tell a lot of these
Okay.
boys that she's a terrorist. You need to stay on your toes, soldier. I tell these
Hey.
boys that
Good, because
she could take your infant. Man, I be out here, man. I tell these boys that, especially when they be in the trap sector, when they be in the you know, they be in the legal sector. You know, I be helping a lot of these.
Oh no, the trap sector, nah, man, they can't be saved.
Yeah, I heard that too. I was like, trap sector.
Look here, MOT.
Not one of ours.
Trying to save as many. He's trying to save as many as he can.
MOT, let me tell you something. And I agree. You can't save them because let me tell you something. When I tell you I can help you when you get in a legal situation, you need to call me. I gave you my phone number.
Austin, listen, man. Listen, man.
I know they done. I know, man.
The nigga-ometer, and that
I
shit's gonna be beefing. We gotta get the fuck out of there.
He said that.
He said the nigga monitor.
No, he did. Yeah, he did. Yo, straight up, yo.
Yeah, he right though, man. He done.
That's terrible.
This is a level. This is a 5-star Grand Theft Auto nigga that we are trying to save.
And
Are
he's
we
right.
really doing this?
He's right, bro. He's hot, and he's hot right now. He
hot right there, huh?
He's hot. He's not even in his trap no more. That's
he's
how
trying
hot
to pull
he
into
is.
your garage and spray paint the car and shit, like in the video game. Move all the stars, like nah, man.
I'm to the point he gonna learn that he gotta slow down. He got another one on the way though, man. This is fourth one. Yeah.
Oh, see,
wow,
damn.
damn. Fourth
See,
one,
that's what
Wow.
hurts. So
Fourth.
because a lot of these brothers is trapping and they pulling out these babies, man. I'm like, dude, man, what are you doing?
The system. He in the matrix. Yeah, he in the
but I
system.
made the point that the other day that a lot of these people think that they got to be boxed into a corner so that way they can come out swinging and doing what the fuck they need to do. I'm like, dude, being in that fucking corner is how you get your ass whooped. Because as soon as you fucking start swinging like a fucking madman, that dude is gonna duck 2 punches and he gonna drop your motherfucker.
Do that.
You gotta bob and weave, man. You gotta move, sticky move, man.
Yeah, but see, people think that they can get out of that corner, but a lot of times, most of them don't make it.
No, they don't.
Most of them don't make it.
They don't.
Like, yo, some of you may make it, but most of y'all gonna
Look,
get
I
taken
got
out.
so many of these boys on my tab due to these child support cases out here. Let me tell you something. I be telling these boys, look here, man. You don't even have to pay me no money. Just sign the security agreement and I get to work for you. Just it's
nice.
family. No, I ain't being nice. I'm being private. I understand that these boys are just in a fucked up ass predicament. So I just work. Like I told my old man the other day, he was like, why you do these things? And I'm like, I was like, well, old man, you got to understand that I work for God. And as long as I take care of God, misguided children, God would benefit me in the long run. And
That's
I'm
true.
sorry. I'm
That's
sorry,
true.
but it's like I tell a lot of these brothers out here. I mean, I beat all my cases.
There you go. That's
You
right.
know, I know how to maintain discipline. I understand that God's children are lost, and I just do my best to keep the patriarchal energy going, regardless of how young my physical vessel is. Because, like I tell people, you know, I'm 25. You know, I got lots of people be like, "Oh, you don't know nothing and all that," but they don't even understand. You know, you're talking to a CEO of many other types of private facilities and organizations and businesses and proprietorships. So it's I'm just glad that Man of Tomorrow is able to just create a sector where I have refuge, because a lot of these brothers panels, I'm sorry, bro, but null and void. I can't even get up there just because I know 9 times out of 10 just my militaristic energy, my battlefield mentality. It's gonna vibe out a lot of brothers who stuck within the system or like
Foster, but you gotta understand, man, that you can't team with second childhood niggas, man.
yeah, I know.
That's the problem, man. Like,
Tenfold.
you can't team with people who ain't got no base coat.
Mhm. Yeah.
These are some primer ass niggas out here, man. They could be painted any color
base coat
tomorrow.
The base coat.
He ain't even got the base coat. Damn,
Yo.
you took everything, yo. Damn, there ain't nothing up in there, yo. You butt naked up in this mug.
Patches of the car, different colors. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Base coat, damn.
No base coat.
Damn.
These dudes are, man.
You be hard on them, boy. Go ahead, though. I ain't mad at you. Damn. You ain't got no base coat? I ain't messing with no base coats, man. What?
Oh, man. It's swear they candy paint out here, but nah.
Nah, you say
Nah.
They just faking the funk, huh?
Yeah, they just faking the funk, man.
They just put that Rust-Oleum on to try to act like they're doing something.
Yeah,
I just know I was chopping up with one brother the other day, and he was like, man, man, bro, I got some music, man. I said, well, that's good. You got some music, because for right now, I'm working on some things privately, and I'm noticing that if you see that brother Kanye, he's going on a damn madman rage at this time. You know, he's showing his contracts, and he said some shit about his case that he's going through with his lawyer. So it's to the point where he's telling the other side of the court what the fuck is going on in the case on the behalf of their side. So, you know, right now, brother Kanye is kind of about to take a plummet.
Crazy.
Yeah, he going.
And that girl gonna get rid of his ass the moment that
I seen it coming with him too. Yeah, I said she gonna get them divorce papers on standby. I said Cardi. People don't understand that shit was a publicity stunt, bro. That shit was the Matrix all day long. I said, you know what, bro? So many motherfuckers about to pull this move. Watch.
Oh yeah, man. Like, dude, I'm telling you right now. Between first quarter of next year and the summer, the bottom is gonna fall out of this fucking marriage shit. The moment these fucking times start to get hard, man, all these motherfuckers is just gonna be dropping them fucking divorce papers like fucking propaganda leaflets over fucking North Korea. They're gonna be fucking dropping them bitches by the thousand.
It's gonna be the marriage apocalypse is on its way, huh?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
What? Oh yeah.
Go the marriage apocalypse. Here we go. Shoot.
And them divorce lawyers gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, they are.
Man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be setting these motherfuckers up like the halfback toss, man.
I thought it was gonna be a flea
galloping up the field at full fucking speed.
I thought it was gonna be a flea flicker, MOT.
Yeah, but everybody wasn't on the same play.
Damn, that's crazy right now. Damn.
I'm telling you,
my goodness.
I tell you, man. I know a lot of my friends, man. That are women. They are just waiting in the wings for this motherfucker to do anything fucking wrong to get the fuck out of these relationships.
Oh yeah, tempo.
All these women are trying to do this shit now, and it's like, as long as there are no consequences to this shit, and there's financial gain, dude, you can expect this shit to happen
over and over.
Yeah, that's what
happens.
You know,
and my thing is this with these females, right? Like in my past, I told every female that I dealt with, I said, listen, man, whenever you feel like to leave me, just leave me. All right. Don't wait until you find a good enough reason to make yourself look like the good guy just to leave and try to make me look like the villain. No, whenever you feel like you don't want to deal with my ass no more, bounce. Trust me, I won't miss you.
Well, just know the patriarch will always look like the villain. So just understand, you were just being the patriarch. You were just being a man. You were just.
That's fine.
I know, and I'm so grimy that I'll be having the best friend on standby.
You terrible. You so terrible.
Yeah.
You got the backup ready to go.
Yeah, bro. I got their homegirl, their cousin, and backup.
But see,
maintain.
But it's crazy though, because I used to trip out about this, man. Real talk, man. I'm dating her girl. I'm dating her best friend, and her best friend trying to get with this. Man, it was crazy, man. It's like, wow, man, y'all really don't have no respect for each other, even.
That's why you the patriarch. Really don't. Just maintain. It's like I tell a lot of these brothers out here, man. Stop showing what the fuck you got, man, and privatize that shit, man, and wear the black. Like get in your
dumb niggas showing money on the internet like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's stupid.
Oh, okay.
Stupid. Angry man. You know what I'm saying?
Don't leave my man.
He be making himself look bad, man. He making himself look bad, man.
Angry man, look, angry man. He already got his woman. He just chilling. I ain't gonna front.
I understand, man.
He got his. He got his. You know what I mean? And so he can talk what he want, do what he want. I mean, but
true, but keep that shit over there, man.
I mean, but you had a whole panel full of these motherfuckers that didn't have them on it that I was referring to.
Right.
And I just couldn't like somebody showed me a screenshot of the shit, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like the nigga-ometer just fucking like boop, 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 boop.
There you go, yo. There you go.
Nigga monitor.
I mean, the shit said, check your own nigga.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Gotcha.
Like the check nigga like came on like, oh, whoa.
Oh, no.
Being deeply affected by what it looks like.
Oh, the bell's ringing and everything going off. Oh, shoot. Y'all shit, yo.
You got the BSOD, blue screen of death. You got the NSOD, nigga screen of death. You know?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Not the nigga screen of death. We don't need that.
The nigga screen of death. I like that.
Damn.
I like that, man.
It's getting rough. Y'all getting all up in here, yo. What's going on? MOT, what's up at the party up in here, yo? This
we the
is
patriarchs,
wow.
man. We the patriarchs. We don't see how we ain't arguing.
We ain't trying to have that.
No, we ain't playing that. I'm not playing that shit.
I feel
if I do, I'm out.
I feel you.
I can get back facing my computers and shit.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Because some of the platforms, I mean, some of the brothers, man, it's getting out of. I don't know, man.
No, that's what happens when you put women on your panel.
Second childhood is here, and they think that talking to like Kevin can do that because he's in the space to do that. They're attracted to image. They're not really attracted to dumb niggas. They already got dumb niggas in their fucking life, right? So it's like you can't make the transition from where they are to Kevin Samuels. It's not gonna work. So, and they see the numbers, and they have no form. So they're gonna try everything that fucking works, and it's like, dude, you're not gonna be that dude. The dude is an image that these women want. They don't want the image of a dumb nigga. They already got dumb niggas already. They already got that.
Well, my thing is though, see, I like the fact that y'all getting here and getting into the meat and the potatoes. You know what I mean? That's what I like. I like the meat and potato stuff. That other stuff, man, that flash and all that stuff, that don't mean nothing. And these guys trying to chase after that for what? What is it? What are we gonna get out of it? It's not gonna be beneficial. And
Gameonomics.
We came onto the scene and we put that real game out there, the real truth. We putting that real truth out there. You know what I mean? That's what I like. I like real truth, man. All that other stuff, man, that's flash, man. Ain't gonna do nothing. It never did. It never will. It's gonna burn out.
But like you previously had ass isn't new. It's not new.
No, it's not.
I mean, like once they came with the new car smell in an actual aerosol form, once they just start spraying that shit and use cars, like,
no, you didn't.
It's a wrap, dude. It's a fucking wrap.
Didn't even go get a detail.
Yeah, not at all.
Got the stains all over the carpet.
I mean, what bugs me out is that, this generation of the manosphere. Well, I'm not talking about 3.0, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They make it seem as the problem that we're talking about is attracting females, which is not the problem at all. Never been the problem.
No. When you're the patriarch, we don't attract females. We maintain the females. We understand that what's need to be passed, what need to be taken care of, what need to be healed, what need to be patched up, what need to do this, what need to do that. You're the patriarch.
But the thing is, it's not difficult to attract a female. I mean,
like in this environment, like there are like everybody kept running that incel game shit. Which like in order for you to talk legitimate shit about what's happening, you have to punch this invisible incel on the way in of saying the shit that you had to say. And it's like, no, it's like, dude, if you meet the conditions, you get access. That's how it works. It's not really all that hard. It's just that people don't want the quality of the access that's out. I mean, there's a difference between having, relations with a woman that's in shape and having relations of a woman who haven't had her shape in a while.
Big Bertha.
Well, I've never seen a skinny Bertha. Such an unfortunate name.
Big Bertha.
Unfortunate like a motherfucker.
Well, it's. I don't think is that a real name or is that like
it is. It is.
No,
Every
it's a
Bertha
real
I've ever
name.
met.
Wait.
Big bitch.
Wait, I thought that was
Nope.
reach a certain
It's a
level of
real
fat.
name. It's a real fucking name.
It's a real name, bro.
So, because I know a Laura who turned into Bertha.
Oh, damn.
So,
Well, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was like, I know a Martha that turned into Bertha. I think that's a nickname. I think that once you get fat enough, they call you Bertha.
No, I mean
that's because it's coming from the original Big Bertha. That's what they come from the original.
I mean, like Bertha is like some southern shit too, man.
True that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when a southern woman get fat enough, they start calling her Bertha. Like that becomes your name. Like you graduated into Bertha. It's kind of like Esquire or Doctor.
I mean, but some people name their child Bertha too, and that shit has like it's kind of like if you name your child Bertha, she's gonna be a big bitch. It doesn't matter how it started out.
Now you see, here's the thing. I want to, but I don't know if I have the genetics to do it. I'm be honest with you.
What?
I want to take a chance and name my daughter Kira. But she might not be that hot. She might not be hot enough for the name Kira. And I would be giving birth to the first unattractive Kira.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, unless the mother is like outrageously sexy, I don't want to take that chance. Like,
I know, that turned into a Bertha,
Yeah, I know. And then how fucked up would I be? And I know people will blame me. Like, why'd you name it? Why did you fuck up the Kira legacy and you knew you had a Bertha coming?
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, with the white, you got your Ambers, your Jessicas, your reliable hot girl names, and then you just
the Jennifers and all that.
Yeah. And then like there's like a slew of motherfuckers who don't fit the standard.
Exactly. But Kira, all Kiras fit the standard until somebody fuck it up. And I want a beautiful daughter, but I don't want to risk fucking it up.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be the first guy.
Well, this is a good thing though. See, you get to wait before you name her.
So you just see the baby like, oh, you're gonna grow up to be a Kira.
There you go. You looking pretty good, girl. I got you. Here we go. We're gonna put this on her name. What's her name? This is her name right here. She don't look right, then you have to come up with something.
I mean,
you gotta have some options. Put some options on the table.
It's almost like expecting like average Asian women to look like Kobe Tai and shit. Like, no. That's not how that works.
Well, no, if my wife or whatever is Filipino, then I'll take that chance. Half black and Filipino, you're guaranteed a Kira.
Well, yeah, half black. Something about that. Even Pac had to say that. Black and Filipino. Black and Filipino, man. I don't know what that is, but it's working out right.
Yeah, the genetics just mix well. Like with chocolate frosting. Like it just mixed so well.
Well, I must be in the game lane then, so I'm keep that then.
You say you're gonna keep that then?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the back pocket then, like I said. So eight corner pocket. All right, 10-4. So, thank you, game changer.
Yeah,
I mean, she a neurologist, man. She a neurologist, bro.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
Her dad a doctor, her mama a doctor, granddad a doctor, grandmama a doctor. Then on the damn daddy side, same thing. I said, God damn.
It's a family thing, huh? That's the family business.
I said, damn. I said, I can't wait to have my damn private coroner shit going and private funeral home. I said, okay, good. I got the dead bodies and they got the live bodies. I said, shit, that's some empirical shit.
You're not confessing any crimes, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
He said no.
You got all quiet.
Nah, he tried to be
quiet. I got
clean, yo.
I'm on the private side now. If you need me to get the job done,
no.
give me the supplies.
Not interested, sir.
Okay. 10-4.
He's like, no. No. We on the line right now.
There is no need to be a part of any investigation. I don't need to be a part of.
We ain't going to incriminate you. You do your thing, bro.
I mean,
Yo,
y'all know me now. I say the codes that I need to say to manipulate the matrix now. So
Okay.
we
All right.
good, man.
Just
Yeah.
in case if anybody's listening, I have nothing to do with this. All right.
You know what? Let me say what I need to say.
Everybody
At this
making sure
time-
they clear. Good.
At this time, everything of which is said is said of which is said of this whole conversation at this time. I will invoke the Fair Use Act. Everything of which is said of which is said of this whole conversation of this recording is for educational purposes only.
Mhm.
All right, we good now. We got to drop the headphones.
No, he just put some legal coverage over us. Just make sure we good. You know what I mean?
Tenfold, yeah. See,
In
this
other
is how
words,
you
in
have-
other words, I don't recall.
I
Don't-
threw
I
the
don't
ninja
recall.
smoke bomb, but we didn't leave the scene. We're just
Tenfold.
still on scene.
I'll be like, hey, it was educational purposes, man. That wasn't like, don't apply that. It was education. That's all. That's all
we
it
just
was.
critiquing.
Yeah.
that's all.
I mean,
We weren't encouraging you to do nothing stupid or anything like that.
no, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, when you the
Soul and Black,
patriarch-
man. Not to
Mhm.
get you on a one-on-one. I'm doing a
Mhm.
series called like the Great Minds of the Master. So that way I'm gonna go around to like most of the people within the space and interview people on the one-on-one on my channel, man. So
Well,
I got
that's
my
what's
email
up.
out there, so that way you can be able to contact me, so that way I can be able to.
Yeah,
Tenfold.
shoot that to me, yo. Shoot that to me, yo. I'll take
That's in the
it.
private chat of the Zoom shit.
Where the hell is this
Yeah.
thing at?
Let me
see.
let me
Called put it.
I'll
there.
post it for you.
Cool.
Okay.
That's
All right, yeah.
let me tell
Yeah,
you
man.
guys this. Let me tell you
Here
guys
you-
this, right? What? Okay. Like I said
Here
in
you
one of
go.
my videos. Oh, yeah.
what. That's
There
it.
it is.
Is this
Yeah, that's it.
MOT, right? Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
Let me tell you
Uh,
guys this about Soul and Black. Like I said in one of my videos, that a lot of ideas that people have today, Soul and Black been talked about it like 11, 12 years ago. All right.
Like when
Soul
I
and
said
Black-
like the wall of silence, I did that video like Soul and Black, Soul and Black, Soul and Black. I'm like,
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, this is the same. Listen, he don't get his credit. I'm gonna say this: when you talk about McToe, SYSBM, IB Moore, Soul and Black is like the father of these things. Let me tell you something: the person that actually created what we now call McToe, he used to listen to Soul and Black.
Yeah, that's
All
Bart.
right.
That's my man, but he's Bart now, but he's that's,
Barbarossa?
Barbarossa, yeah.
Yeah.
Barbarossa.
Yeah,
Barbarossa was one of
Fucking
my
way.
Barbarossa was one of my he was one of my top subscribers. Yeah, Barbarossa. Barbarossa was my man. He actually did a video talking about being some stuff about he got into the whole thing about the wire and being in Baltimore. He went to the whole thing. So a lot of those guys, man, they don't know, because I talked to some of these dudes and they're like, oh crap, it's you. I was like, yeah, it's me. You were in MGTOW. I was like, no, I wasn't in MGTOW, but a lot of what you guys got came from over here. So
Yeah.
big deal. No big deal. We just want to make sure that the men get themselves together and not be in this matrix, as we say. Try to stay away from it as much as possible. You know what I mean?
Man,
That's my
blue
whole
pill-
thing.
Blue pill heavy out here, man. So
Yeah, I mean, but it's a lot of people who now have found their quote unquote lane in feeding people into this shit, and that's what I don't like.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
bullshit.
Well,
I
it's
agree.
part of the marketing thing, you know. I mean, everybody's got to distinguish, make themselves so unique and different.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, but that's just where I'm at with it, because I would be okay with it if we had like a level of success that we can actually look at, but the fact that we can't look at anything, and that's kind of what the actual, the downfall is of it, because like the biggest guy within this group, he has a Facebook page, right? And I'm a part of the Facebook page, and it's very routine for a guy to end up getting one of these girls pregnant on this rotation shit, and people just don't talk to the motherfucker. And I'm like, damn, this dude been following this shit for this long. He ended up fucking this shit up, and all these dudes just like, oh, best of luck to you, pal. Best of luck to you, pal. I'm like, God damn, man. It's like, I know it's a personal decision and all, but if you're teaching from that standpoint, man, you got to be covering your ass some kind of way.
Well, you know, misery love company, so that's how the matrix work.
Yes, sir.
You know, and misery love company. So
Okay, I got you in my address book, MOT. You all set?
All right, cool.
I
All
mean,
right, man, but let me get ready to get up out of here, man.
All right, brother. It was fun, man.
So anybody got some last words? Private Foster.
Boys, at ease, stay focused. Be prepared on my channel on YouTube. I will be having federal documents and private talks on my page. So understand that over here, my job is to maintain the energies and stay patriarchal and stay disciplined. So we're gonna delete this mindset that we going through about the law system and the woman. Look here, when you a patriarch and the laws on your side, trust me, bro, you know how to move. So
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
Sounds good, man.
You got a shit there?
Real quick, just thanks for having me on, Young City. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. Shout out to all y'all.
All right, cool.
No doubt, no doubt.
Wacky word of O.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for having me on, Man of Tomorrow, and I have to go and say hello to my Heineken. All right, y'all have a good night.
You and that damn Heineken.
All right, brother. I'm gonna say hi to my Bex right afterwards, but
You and that damn Heineken.
Heineken is always loyal.
Yeah, I know. That's what you gave me a bottle. Here, take this, cute. All right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Take this shit.
All natural, no GMOs in Heineken. All natural beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
I'm gonna go with
beer.
that.
Like, you gotta have all natural beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't
Wait a
trying
minute,
to have.
whoa. So that's some unnatural beer? Like,
I don't want
Yeah,
to be feminine or something like that. We don't want that.
most beers are genetically modified. You know, Heineken is one of the few that's not genetically modified. Yeah.
yeah. Beck's like Heineken. You know what I mean? Beck's just tastes like a Heineken, a little bit cheaper, but
you could,
still good.
You could be drunk and a little healthy at the same time.
Okay.
To both worlds.
Yeah.
But Heineken is
All right.
calling, you know, because she's nagging. All right, so y'all.
She's nagging. All right.
All right, cool. All right. Game changer,
All right,
anything
brother.
up out here?
Shalom, yo.
Yeah, thanks once again for having me, MOT. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, cool.
All
right, Slow Black. Anything else
Well,
we got up out here?
All I gotta say is, brothers, keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, man, and tomorrow for putting this on there and sharing this knowledge to the young cats, yo, and the brothers around. Much appreciated.
All right, cool, man. All right, I want to thank everybody for listening. This right here was the after stream, just saying 99% of these people should not be trusted. You should be focusing on yourself and building your own power so that way you don't have to celebrate the woman's power over you in the society as your actual means of masculinity.
Yes, sir.
Because if you start doing that, that is a lifelong road and you will never fucking get off of it. Otherwise, you'll be like another one of these 50-year-old fuck niggas out here claiming that they're good with the women that we just got through listening and talking to on Prophet of Thought series. You can't be good at no shit like that. You can't. They already got their shit backed up by a post hoc rationalization that's going to benefit them. So there ain't no game that you can learn that's going to get your ass past some court systems and any of that shit. So I want to thank everybody for listening. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. You guys have a really nice night. Thanks for coming through.
Thanks, MOT.